Hello and welcome to the Just for Gamers video game podcast. Episode 216, I Can Be Your Helmsman. In this week's episode, we're back for 1 week.
Just the one, buddies.
JfG Ash loves solar babies. JfG Alex gets excited over a AAA game.
That probably balls it though.
There's some news on E3.
Some.
And finally, it's a bit of a long one.
That's what she said. Hello and welcome to the JfG Podcast. This is episode 216. My name is Alex and I'm joined as ever, or for the most part, by my good friend Ash. Hey buddy, how you doing this week?
As always, buddy, feeling good on a Wednesday. Yeah. Sparkling thoughts give you the hope to go on. It's good to be back in the hot seat.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's actually not too warm in here today. It's pretty cold, which is
chilled.
Yeah, it's a bit strange, but you know, feeling good either way. So yeah, how was last week or the week before or whatever? I haven't been here for a while. What's this all about?
I did a podcast with the Funk last week, buddy.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He was kicking a boot, yeah. So we thought, you know, we're playing some VR, we're getting drunk, we might as well do a podcast, seeing as I hadn't done one.
Yeah.
So we did that, and yeah, I thought it was all right.
Not gonna lie, I knew that because I got back last Wednesday and I was like, I can do a podcast tonight, and you were like, yeah, let's do that, and we didn't because I was too tired by the end. I was like,
well, that can't happen.
I'm gonna, you know, you got this covered, buddy. You know what you're doing. You got the Funk there. He's a seasoned professional at everything. You know,
he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Any situation, he's all good.
We did kind of fuck you about a fair bit, but it wasn't intentional.
Nah.
We did intend on getting going a little bit earlier, but it didn't happen for us. But hey, we put something out, and it was something different, and maybe people liked it. Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe I've lost my job. You know, not that this is a job.
No,
I'll have to start my own podcast on my own.
Imagine losing this job, of all things. How fucking sad.
Yeah.
I don't think we want you anymore to
take
broadcast.
me into our meeting room that we have, you know, and sit me down, you and the Funk there, get some papers, ruffle them about a bit. Yeah, well, it's time for your end of year seasonal review, Ash, and it doesn't seem like you're bringing much to the table these days, you know. You're just talking about Destiny and the Division, and you know, no one really gives a shit about that.
They don't give a fuck about that. They don't want to hear about it all the time. They want to hear like 45 minutes to an hour about Shadow of War.
Yeah,
that's what they
definitely.
That's what they want.
That's what I really enjoyed that. It was ace.
I actually really wanted to play it after Funk spoke about it so gracefully.
There you go. That will happen.
I think I probably will pick it up.
Yeah, I did have a couple of qualms with last week.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think one of them you were on about Death Stranding, a game that I'm quite excited for because it's a new IP or whatever. It's completely different. I think I've mentioned before that I'm like, oh wow, that's different. That might be interesting. Or absolute ball bags. You never know. And I think you mentioned that it's on like the Fox engine, but I'm sure that they're using the same engine that Horizon was built on. I'm sure they...
Yeah, well, they the team that made the Fox engine is making that game, and they weren't allowed to call any of the tech. Yeah, anything that they employed wasn't allowed to be called the Fox engine because obviously that's property of Konami, as Metal Gear Survive bafflingly showed. But there's a lot of Fox engine elements in there. Certainly the way that they do the texturing and the lighting, you can kind of see that carry over. But I mean, the Horizon engine's an absolute masterpiece, isn't it? So
yeah, fantastic, man. Really fucking good.
Gorilla for you.
Yeah, and then you were talking obviously about Blood and Truth, but we'll talk about that later because I've played it as well, buddy, just to let you know.
Sweet as the fucking punch.
There's some bits in there that I really enjoyed. For absolute nonsense reasons, as is tradition with me. Let's put it that way. Oh,
it's a hard gibbon, buddy.
Yeah, gibbons. But I thought you two did a cracking job, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you very much for saying so. Yeah, it was a little bit weird because, Funk had never done a podcast before and we hadn't probably had enough beer.
Well,
and also we were just sitting in my flat, like we didn't have headphones or anything like that.
I know that one time that we did, what was it, 200th episode or 100th episode? I can't remember which one it was. One of the big ones. We sat down together with the Pokemon or Nokomon, and I was like, this just doesn't feel right. Why? This is weird. Like, I can see you. I can touch you if I wanted to, and that's not right.
It's just not right.
No.
The last thing we want is to be anywhere near each other.
It's true.
That's the beauty of the internet, really.
It really is.
And measurements of distance. So thank God for that.
That are larger than like 5 feet, maybe 6.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking several miles, more than 4.
Yeah.
So that's good. Speaking of long distances, buddy, how was your holiday?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was good. I went abroad.
I
went to the Portugal. It was lovely. It was really sunny. Around about 28 degrees on average a day. So there was no clouds apart from the very last day when I was coming home. I was all right with that because I was like, see you later, yeah?
Easing you in.
Yeah. I was like, I'm ready for the fucking shit show that is England. Yes. And the ridiculous amount of rain that we've had the past couple of days. That's been nice. But anyway, sunshine, buddy. Lollipops. And however that song goes, I can't remember it. Rainbows, yeah. I don't think I saw any rainbows. Good times, anyway.
Something else. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the other thing is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I went to the beach, obviously, several times, as the beach is free and fun for kids.
It is free, the beach.
You go there and you just sit around and play with the kids in the sea. I had a little walk up and down. Yeah, it was good. Made a sandcastle.
You turn up and there you are.
Yeah. Made a moat for it, and the kids were amazed when that moat got filled up with water, and they were like, it's staying there. I'm like, yeah, it's a fucking moat, kids. Check that shit out.
Oosh.
Yeah, it was good. Went to the fabulous Slide and Splash water park there, and
nice.
It is pretty fucking good, to be honest. They got your standard flumes. There's like about 8 or 9 standard flumes. They're pretty decent. At some points, I thought I was going to die and fly off the sides because I was going so fast. I actually got told off because I was going so fast. I'm like, that's not my fault. You made these to be like this. I can get the most out of them, Hey.
I wasn't aware you designed the park. So,
exactly.
Seems a bit fucking rich.
Yeah, true. They've got like some rubber ringy dingy things there. They got one called the Black Hole, which is just pitch black. Went down there with my 5-year-old daughter. She was bricking it before we went down, and then went down it. I started making stupid noises, and that made her laugh, and it was fun. They've got another one called like the Disco something, and you go down it, it's all blue, and then there's all like stripy lights, and halfway down there's like disco music playing. I was like, cool, this is weird as fuck, but I like it. That was fun.
Man.
But the best...
I've never been to like a proper water park in my life.
You are missing out, sir.
Yeah.
You need to do that.
I do.
Right. There we go. Fucking bachelor party, whenever it is, water park. Fucking sorted.
Yep.
We go Centre Parks.
No, I mean a proper water
I know, a proper one.
What was the best one, buddy? You were going to say what the best one was.
So, the best one, fuck knows how high it is. It's fucking high up in the sky either way. I had to go up like 5-6 flights of stairs. I'm there with my son, he's 9. His best mate, he's 9. And we're going up. I'm looking at all the people coming down. So it's a big rubber ring, and it's got 4 seats in it. I'm thinking, oh shit, there's only 3 of us. That's not going to work out. Luckily, 3 Portuguese dudes behind us are like, you can only go down in 2s and 4s. Like, do you want to fucking team up with one of these dudes? I'm like, sure thing, Portuguese guy. You get on board with us. So he made us up to the magic number of 4. So it's a donut with 4 seats around. You're all facing each other, and you kind of get like conveyed out into this big tube, You do a little turny round thing, and then suddenly you just drop fucking stupidly steep, and it shoots you up a big wall. You go up really high, and then you come down, and that's about it. But it was fucking mint, and the kids went absolutely crazy. They're like, "Rah!" I went down backwards, and I was like, shit, I can't see anything. And then suddenly I was right at the top of this fucking lip, and I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. It was wicked fun. And yeah, the kids just loved it. Like, it was good because like, there was me, my wife, 3 of my kids, like my 9-year-old, 5-year-old, and 3-year-old. I think she's 3 now. And my son's best mate and his mum. So I pretty much had the 5 to 9-year-olds, the 3 kids, and like the 2 mums just had like Addie, my youngest, which is 3. So I was just like, fucking come on, kids, let's just run around, go on all the flumes. And the mums were like, yeah, let's go in the paddling pool and go on the little slides. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm going on the big boy slides. It's fucking sweet. So I got some brownie points for taking all the kids that days, but really I just wanted to go on the flumes, and you know, that was my way of getting on them. That
was your way of being a kid for the day, as everyone would fucking want to in that situation.
Exactly, but being like a super parent by taking 3 kids. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
So that was blatantly one of the best days. We were there like from 10 o'clock in the morning till 5 at night. It was fucking ridiculous. It was well good. And also had, you know, a couple of beers while I was there. Because, you know, when you're abroad and you go and get like a McDonald's, you can just get a beer with it. It just makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about food, we found a beach bar. Obviously, there's loads of beach bars, but this one, we hadn't ventured into this before. And sat down for lunch, and I was like, I had to pop back to the villa because, like, the boys were absolutely covered in sand, and they were like, their shorts were all itchy. You know how it is; it's not comfortable. So I nipped back to the villa, get some like change of shorts and stuff, and I'm like, just get me a sandwich or whatever. I come back, my wife's like, well, I didn't get you a sandwich. Kind of went a bit over the top, and then she starts to explain that she's got some sort of spit roast. I'm like, right, okay. Not quite a sandwich. Bit different. Right. But I was like, okay, we'll go with it. So I'm sitting there, and then 5 minutes later, this plate turns up with like a big like metal hook over the top of it with a skewer coming down, and then just layers of pork and meat and onions and peppers. Fucking
special.
Tomato, and then a plate underneath it with chips and rice and salad. All the fat and juices are dripping onto it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well done.
That's what it's all about.
Well done.
Tip of the cap, Portugal.
Yeah.
There you are. Yeah.
So,
man, special.
Yeah, that was the best food that I had there. I had some like fried squid and all kinds of fish and stuff like that, which was mint, but this thing just was fucking so good. We went back, told like the grandparents, because her mum and dad came with us as well, because this villa's fucking massive. And we ended up going back there. Like, I think it was like our last night. We were like, right, we'll go down there. Also, they served pints, not fucking stupid whatever they served there. Yeah. I was like, I'll have a pint.
When you know you're onto a good thing, buddy, then you got to embrace it. So, you know, that's how it's done. You found the grail and you returned there.
I did. It was lovely. And then obviously I drank copious amounts of Sagres and Superbock, which is the lager there, which is very gassy, but you know, I did manage to find a couple of like places that had some IPAs, but they were expensive for me. I think there was like €6 for a beer, and I was like, fucking hell, that's too much, mate. That's crazy prices. You are loco. So yeah, it was good. Really, really good holiday, buddy. Good to get away for 10 days. I took the Switch with me and had some family fun with that, playing some Bomberman, Mario Party, bit of Trials Rising as well, which was good.
Nice.
And then finally this week, buddy, or the past couple of weeks, obviously E3's been on, you know. So I've been watching a bit of that. And yeah, the Discord, buddy, has been going fucking crazy. It's been a lovely place to be. And if you want to get on our Discord server, channel, whatever it's called, just go to our website, www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk, and click on the Discord icon. So there you go. Get involved.
It's all there for you, buddies. It's right there for you.
It's
you
fucking sweet.
Just got to go to the website, and there you go. You're inbound. You're away, and there are people there.
Yeah, I was just watching the Xbox conference, and then like Cosmic Dad popped a little message in there, and then JJ popped a message in there. I'm like, oh, I'll pop a message in, and then throughout the Xbox conference, it was just time to chat, buddy. It was good.
Gibbons.
There were some memes and all sorts going on. It was funny.
You got to have some memes.
Gibbons, buddy. So there you go. That's a bit of an update on what I've been doing. Obviously, next week it will be back to the normal, absolutely fuck all. So there you go. How about you, buddy?
Well,
how's your time been? Oh, okay. I'll try. Yeah.
I'm not. Far be it for me to tell you how to live your life, buddy. But
well, it is Father's Day this weekend, so I'll probably talk about that a bit next week.
Well, I won't be here, so you feel your boots.
What? This cunt.
Gibbons. I'm off on holiday next week.
What? Holishly.
I'm going to Wales.
Going to Wales. You can see. Did you know you can see Wales from space?
I did hear that rumour. Yeah, no, lovely weather for a holiday in the UK at the moment over
Definitely.
here. So,
picked a good one. Well played.
It's so weird. Like, it's been fucking horrible here all day, and then I got home from work and we were like, should we go for a walk? It was like fucking glorious and warm and shit.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but
a bit soggy underfoot though, I'm guessing.
It's a bit damp. Yeah, it's a little bit bit damp. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I've been doing really. Mainly just sort of mooching about the town. The missus went away for a spell, which was obviously hard for me, having to just play video games and eat pizza.
Fucking,
so that was tough.
It's the worst.
Spent a lot of time with the old funk and a friend of the podcast, Paul, as well. Watched a bit of Grand Prix racing. Watched a bit of football. Watched England lose miserably. I don't know. I'm struggling a little bit for time frame of when I did things and when I didn't. But yeah, bits and pieces. Just lots of savage fucking drinking with
nice.
The funk.
That's the way to do it, really.
Well, it
gets you through the day, or not really. It makes you feel terrible during the day, but then you start drinking again, and it's all good.
Gibbons. So yeah, had the folks down, went out for a spell. They bought me some breakfast, and that was cool. So yeah, no, it's been all right. Played lots of VR because if you listen to last week's show, you'll know the Funk was planning on picking up a VR headset. He has now done that.
He's done it.
And I'll talk about some stuff we've been playing a little bit later on. And then in terms of the E3 coverage, I'm a dedicated jabroni, buddies. So I've watched all that shit. I've got lots to say about it. Yeah, I got a small but not insignificant semi, buddy, from some of the E3 coverage. I was surprised that there was anything there for me at all. But there's a couple of interesting developments. So yeah, I won't dwell because obviously you had lots to talk about because you went on holiday and I've just been sitting in my fucking flat. But let's go and talk about what we've been playing, which is an alarming list considering the amount of E3 coverage we're going to go through afterwards.
Right
so
now.
Let's speed things along, I reckon.
Gibbons.
And I'll jump out of the way. Let's go and talk about what we've been playing. So do you want to kick things off, buddy? Obviously, you had your Switch times, and then I see you've been playing an old favourite as well. So what do you want to talk about?
Destiny 2, no. I have played a little bit because the new season has kicked off, but I'm not going to talk about it because I have no fucking clue what's going on in that game at the moment. But no, the old game that I played was Borderlands 2, buddy. Obviously, during E3, a bit of Borderlands 3 came out, and I think just before it was leaked that there's some new DLC coming out for that game to kind of tie in 2 to 3, which is kind of cool, to put out a free DLC for a game that's, I can't remember how old. It's pretty old anyway. I played it on the 360 anyway. I think that's when we did it, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably like 20... 2011.
Yeah, go for that. Why not? About 8 years, 7 years, something like that, isn't it? So yeah, I got back into that. I've got like the 4K resolution pack downloaded for it, so it looks pretty fucking tasty on the old PS4 Pro, I must say. And yeah, I forgot how fucking funny that game is. The voice acting on that is absolutely fucking brilliant. It's a cool game. And yeah, I'm just gonna... I don't know how far I'll get in going through it, but we'll have to fucking wait and see if I play any more of it. But it's a good game. It's very good. And it was PS Plus this month anyway. So it was free, even though we already had it. But it meant that a few other guys that I play with managed to pick it up, and yeah, so we got stuck in. It was cool.
Nice, buddy.
Yeah. And yeah, the other game is Trials Rising on the Switch. I gave it a bit of a bashing before. I think I mainly bashed it because I was playing it on the Switch. And I mentioned the fact that obviously it's only got the on-off. It hasn't got the analog thummy sticks, not thumbsticks, triggers. There you go. The normal control has. So it was quite difficult, but I started playing a lot of the single player on that. Like, I'd wake up in the morning with the kids, like they'd be on their tablets and stuff. I'd be like, I'll just play some fucking... My intention was to play Civilization 6, to be honest, on this holiday. So I had that all loaded up, and I played it for half an hour, and I was like, fuck this is terrible on the Switch. I'd rather play this on PC. So I went for Trials Rising, surprisingly. And yeah, I found it really enjoyable. And I was going to pick it up, but I'm not going to pick it up now, buddy, because I have signed up to, we'll probably talk about it later in the Ubisoft thing, that Uplay Plus. There's a free week of Uplay Plus between the 3rd of September to the 30th, and I'm guessing Trials Rising is going to be in it. So I'll play it then for free. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's going to be... That's PC only, isn't it? That
yeah, I believe it's PC only, yeah.
That's a weird decision, isn't it?
It's mind-baffling and extremely expensive. So...
I mean, with EA, like, coming to...
PS4.
Like,
yeah.
PS4.
Yeah.
Then Ubisoft are like, da-da! But for PC only, da-da!
Absolute
for like
clown
15
shoes.
quid, da-da!
Yeah.
Like, what? But yeah, you're right. There's going to be that trial, so you can play Trials during the trial.
Exactly. That's my plan anyway.
Quick thinking.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking worked out pretty well for me. So there you go, buddy. Like, obviously I've been playing loads of other Switch games, but like, there's nothing really to comment about there. It once again just saying that this console handheld thing is fantastic for families. It's fantastic for traveling, like on the airplane. Like, my son and his best mate like played Mario Kart on it for fucking 2 hours. Like, no bother. It was awesome. It was really cool. And I was playing some Mario Party with my daughter for an hour on it on the plane on the way out as well. It was great. It really is an impressive little machine, but also a pile of shite.
Yeah, I mean, never before has a prominent games machine been so like lacking. It's so different and worlds apart from the competition. Like the Wii was a long way in that direction.
Yeah.
But this is like different level. Like, you know, they're porting. There's a story comes out every day of them porting a game across from sort of base PS4 to the Switch.
Yeah, and it's fucking horrible.
Like 540p. And
yeah,
it's like,
what was it? It was the Witcher 3 got thing mentioned. Was it yesterday or today or whenever? And like, yeah, you said it. It's like 540p handheld 720 docked with like some like whatever res, you know, when it does it on the fly. And I'm like, well, who would want to play The Witcher 3 on that?
I mean,
like,
it's not all about graphics, but at the same time, like, that's a beautiful game.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you see that running at 4K on a PC, and you're like, this game looks fucking amazing. You watch it at fucking 540p on a Nintendo Switch, and like, this is a bag of shite.
It doesn't even run well at 540p.
No, exactly. That's the thing.
These games, like,
it's terrible.
I don't really understand why Nintendo doesn't invest in some first-party game studios in the same way that Microsoft had, and get some more first-party content out, because that's the gold. That's the fucking gold on that.
But then again, like, I mean, we're kind of going off topic here, but if they started buying up developers and stuff like that, like the games that they produce, would they have that Nintendo magic and shit to it? That's maybe that's what they're trying to hold on to.
More likely to than The Witcher, but
yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I can't speak for people who are Switch gamers, but I can't imagine
they're as bad as mobile gamers, buddy. In my eyes.
I'm not sure about that. They keep announcing like 3-year-old, 4-year-old like PS4 and Xbox games for the Switch, and I'm not sure if I had one I would give a fuck about that at all.
No, there's literally only about like 8 games that I really want to play on the Switch, but like 5 of them I can play on the PS4. So
yes, it's a little unfortunate.
I'll just do that, I think, or the PC or whatever.
Thingy,
yeah,
for what it is.
For what it is, it's fantastic. Yeah, like I said, reasons.
And you proved it with your holiday. You played it in various different. You should have been shooting one of their little promo ads.
I could have been,
Look, we're on the plane. It's got a kickstand. Yeah, by the pool.
And by the pool, I'm playing basketball for some reason.
Everyone's gorgeous and svelte.
Yeah, I'm at this party and I want to ignore everyone, so I'm just going to sit in the corner and play it handheld. Fuck those guys.
Fuck them. I'm going to take my dog out for a walk at 5 a.m. and I'm going to sit on a bench and play Switch for some reason.
Yeah, just ignore my dog.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. Yeah.
Give us.
Yeah, how to be the most antisocial cunt ever. Take your Switch everywhere. Yeah. That would have been a much better advert. Fucking, you're at a party, you don't know anyone. Oh, fuck these guys. Just fucking sit in the corner.
That would have been a really good advert.
Yeah, I know.
You're on the train, everyone's disgusting. You look down at your Switch.
I'm terrible in social situations, so I mean, like, immediately I'd be like, fuck me, that looks amazing.
Yeah.
Don't have to talk to anyone.
You should be able to buy, like, giant goggles, like, that are just that blink at you from existence.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
You can just see the screen and nothing else. Like
so you're saying I should just live in virtual reality then, yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm there. Right, so talking about virtual reality, buddy, what have you been playing this week?
Well, obviously I've been playing Blood and Truth, and I'm sure we'll talk about that shortly because I know you have as well. The one that I've really been getting stuck into is Star Trek Bridge Crew.
I'm very jealous about it. We fucking should have picked that up when it was in sale.
I've got it though.
I know, but I haven't.
Well, get it on disc. It's like £8.
No, it's not. I looked like literally. I saw you guys looking playing it the other day. I was like, oh fuck, eBay, £18. I'm like, fuck off, £18.
Really?
Yeah, really? It's like you are taking the piss, son.
It might be on offer on the store at the moment. I know they've got
there was a new sale like announced today, and I was like, I fucking was it Control F? Started typing Star Trek in, didn't fucking turn up. Bastard thing.
I don't know how much it is on there at the moment, but
35 quid.
Oh shit! Right?
Yeah.
There must be. I mean, I picked it up for like £9-10.
Yeah, I'll scour some more, but like everything was like £16 plus, and I was like, fuck off. Anyway, go on. Tell me what I've been missing out on.
It's just like I played a few hours of it on my own in the past, but it's just not the same at all as having someone else there. But it's Funk said this, and let's be honest, he's in the Goldilocks zone right now. He's just picked up a VR headset.
Yeah,
like he can't believe it. He's like it's like I'm fucking 7 again. Like he's just so excited, and everything's like amazing to him to a degree. And he's a cynical bastard and prides himself on being so. So this is big news for him. But he said we were playing it on, I think it was on Sunday night, and he said this is literally the best thing ever. And I was like, yeah, I think it might be. He's learned how to be the Helmsman, the tactical dude.
Yeah,
like we've got our Helmsman Ensign Rao, who we like bully. We like properly just fucking shut up Rao, like pointing at him all the time and shit. And we've named all of the bridge crew. There's some woman who sat at one of the one of the desks, she just reads off like stuff that needs maintenance all the time. She's Eddie Izzard because she's got like short hair. She looks a bit like Izzo. So fucking shut up, Izzard. And then we've got some woman operating a console to the left of the captain, and she looks like she's DJing, so we call her Dead Mouse because she's always like
obviously
got a finger in her ear, like waving away. But this thing, honestly, it's so good. It's really hard, like it's rock hard. We've got to a mission at the moment. We've died like 5 times in a row. It's really difficult. We need a helmsman. Frankly, we're relying on the computer at this point. I
could be your helmsman.
I could be like the Enrique Iglesias.
Yeah, I could be your helmsman baby.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
So yeah,
I can kiss away your
Klingons.
Klingons. I can kiss away your Klingons. I just fucking pucker up. Come here, you fuckers.
Yeah, kiss away. I mean, it's difficult. Like Ensign Rao. He has flown us into a few asteroids here and there. There's occasions where he's got stuck on something and I've had to... Because you can switch between positions. So I've had to, like, don't make me fucking come over there, Rao. And it's like, yeah, no, I have to. Just go over there and just lower the ship 1,000 meters and be like, okay, off we go again. But it's so much fun. We're constantly chatting back and forth. It's really tactical. Funk's really mastered like the weapon systems and that, and stuff you can do where you can kind of disrupt their another ship's systems, and then the whole like landscape of space, like the way that they've made the game. It really is amazing. Like in terms of like from a playground. Like an analog standpoint, where you can do whatever you want. Like you can fly wherever you want, and in the area that you're in, you can tackle any mission however you want to, and that's just incredible to me. Like you can go barreling in there. There's nothing stopping you from fucking blowing up friendly ships and shit. Like you can do anything. We met a science vessel and they were like, we need your help, we're really damaged or whatever, and I'm just like, red alert, and then like Ensign Funk, target that vessel. It's just like fucking photon torpedo, ramming speed, just like it's amazing, and yeah, it's really rock hard. But we've had some wonderful moments. We've got different dances depending on what type of speed we're covering. So we've got the impulse dance, of course, which is a sort of doot kind of
up in the fingers pointing upwards. Yeah.
And then that bit in Won't Get Fooled Again, where it comes back in after the drum solo. They used it quite a bit on like CSI.
Yeah.
But every time we go to warp, we both get ready for it, and then you just go, yeah. So that's the warp maneuver.
Yeah, so I think I'd watch your Star Trek more than the original.
It sounds
way more fun.
You can proper RP, like you can shout at the NPCs. You can like so many tactical things. Like if you pull off something really satisfying, I parked us up in this fucking anomaly so that the Klingons couldn't see our signal, and it's really cleverly tactical. I've got a map at the bottom that shows like a green bubble that is our energy signature, and so if we raise the shields, the energy signature like doubles in size, and then you can see on the map whether they're gonna detect you based on your sort of energy signature. You know, turn the torpedoes on and it gets even bigger, but if you turn everything off and you move at a quarter impulse, then it's really small, and you can hide in like an anomaly or a nebula.
Crabtown,
and it's even smaller again.
You're talking Crabtown right now.
We did a mission the other night. It was Crabtown in the Enterprise. Genuinely. Nice.
That's what you want.
And then Funk just like he's ready to like disrupt their shields and shit, and then we just come fucking hooning out this nebula, all guns blazing. Funk's like, wah! This is great. It's fucking great. It's such a good game. It's another level of gaming, being like in a virtual environment like that. And of all of the VR games that you will play, it is the one that is the least involved in terms of the fact that you're using the 2 Move controllers to operate a virtual computer. All you're doing is operating a computer. Like, you're not doing anything else. You're not walking or moving or anything at all. And for some reason, that is infinitely more engaging than almost all of the other VR experiences I've had. It's
nice.
It's a
That's
masterpiece. And it really does show in a bittersweet kind of way how good the games could be if the major publishers got on board.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
This is a Ubisoft game. Red Storm helped make this game. And it just goes to show, like, if you're willing to chuck money at a VR game, then it can be absolutely mind-blowing. Blood and Truth proves it as well.
Oh, definitely, buddy, but we'll get to that.
We will indeed. So, yeah, that's me wanking off about Bridge Crew.
I need it. I need it in my life.
If ever there was a reason to buy a VR headset, then that is it. I mean, you can play it outside of VR. You can play it outside of VR with your friends who have VR headsets, but you might as well just kill yourself if you're going to do that, because you're going to be utterly miserable that you aren't in there with them. So, yeah, it's a special game, buddy. And
very special.
Love a bit of it. I'm looking forward to you picking it up. There'll be 3 of us then. And, yeah, that's all the major systems kind of covered at that point. It'd be brilliant.
I love it. Helmsman.
So replayable. Like, you can tackle everything differently every single time. It's so cool. Yeah, so there we are. That's Bridge Crew. A quick list of games that I have played that all got added to Game Pass in an under your chair sort of moment at E3 from Microsoft.
It's under your chair.
So let's run through these. Supermarket Shriek
sounds good.
A pastiche of Supermarket Sweep for some reason.
That's what you want
on Xbox, and you have 2 controls. Both of them are the triggers. So you are a man at the start. There's a cutscene. You're a downtrodden gentleman.
Now you're a man.
man. You get run over almost. End up sitting in a shopping trolley with a goat.
Obviously.
Right trigger controls the man, left trigger controls the goat, and by controls, I mean makes them go, and that's how you steer with the sound waves of a man screaming or a goat screaming, and the whole game is you steering a shopping trolley through a small maze with the triggers and making them shout. That's the game.
Sounds good.
It's a
worth
game.
Playing. If you have Game Pass.
If you have Game Pass and are looking for something to play for a maximum of 15 minutes,
I can see a moment for that. I
highly recommend Supermarket Shriek. Yeah,
okay.
It's very funny, but it's not especially compelling.
Shite.
Gibbons. Moving on, Astroneer, which can fuck off because it seemed incredibly tedious and poorly made. It looks nice, though. It took 3 hours to load the game. It's kind of like a third-person astronaut Norman Sky, but you need oxygen all the time. And it seemed like the bulk of the gameplay was building tethers between posts so you could strike out further into the environment. So you're constantly putting these tethers down and then attaching your oxygen tube to it so you can breathe. I'm sure there's more to it than that, but I'll never find out. And that's that's all I'm going to say about that. Moving on, buddy. Riverbond is an isometric game where you play like a little rabbit, and it's like you've got maybe a sword or a gun. You can shoot turkeys. It's a good little game. There's loot. There's levels. You can jump about. It's got some special moves. It looks a bit like is it called Crossy Road with the like
Crossy Road,
crossing the road. It's that sort of art style, but it's kind of like just a little sort of roguelike thing. It really like nice graphics, quite funny little sort of text script that's very well written. I probably played that for an hour or so without getting bored, so that's something, innit?
Nice. I mean, I literally heard absolutely nothing of that. And Cosmic Dad's in the chat saying Robot Alex is back. It's like he's talking another language. I heard the word Crossy Road and an hour and a half, and I think I heard jumping as well. So that sounds good to me.
Well, that's unfortunate, buddy. It would appear my internet is playing silly buggers. I don't know if you can hear me now.
Yes, you're coming through perfectly, and your video is as well.
Okay, well, you can hear about that on the podcast.
I will when I edit it later. Don't you worry. I'm looking forward to it.
So I've also played Bridge Constructor Portal, which has been added
I've
to
played
Game
that on
Pass.
my phone.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a bridge constructor game set in
with
the
Portal
elements.
Universe. Yeah.
So that's fine.
That's okay.
And then Thimbleweed Park, I've been playing.
Oh, I'm quite interested in this. It looks like a game that I would play for about an hour.
This is, if you're looking for a Switch game, I don't know if it's out on Switch.
Probably everything is these days.
It's really cool. It's like a super old school, like literally Secret of Monkey Island with the text at the bottom, like get, look, push, pull, open, close and stuff. But it's very self-aware. Like there's lots of asides, lots of like throwbacks, like callbacks to old games. I bumped, for an example, about half an hour into this game, I bumped into some people in a van who were dressed as pigeons, and we proceeded to. It's got full like dialogue trees. We proceeded to have like a 10-minute conversation about
Japanese pigeon sexy games.
How these games didn't used to be as good as this game. It was kind of like it all changed with Monkey Island when developers realised that they shouldn't necessarily make games like pointlessly and needlessly difficult to make them enjoyable. There's a moment where you're inspecting because it's like a Mulder and Scully-esque sort of crime paper where you're and they're like at the crime scene and they're like, we should probably get a picture of the body. And he looks like he's been in the water for some time because you can note how pixelated he is here. And they're like, yeah, he's getting more pixelated. We need to take a picture soon, kind of thing. But it's got 2 different playable characters, and you can switch between them, so you can like be a dick to yourself essentially. And some of you will like it teaches you very cleverly and very quickly like how to work it. The voice acting's interesting, I would say. I'm not sure if that's for the better, but it's quite compelling and very old school, but not annoying like some of those old school point and clicks were. It's very well designed, very clever, and
I think, like you say, it's one that I should definitely get on the Switch. So
100%.
I think I will.
I'm really enjoying it. It's a fun little thing, and it's very clever. So yeah, it's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
The one that I haven't played because I've been saving it until I've got like a chunk of like 3 hours to do so. But I was obviously absolutely delighted when they came out in the Xbox One conference and announced that Metro Exodus had been added to Game Pass, and it was
JJ was very happy about that as well, because obviously the whole PC situation. I think we'll talk about that in a bit, but yeah, he was very happy about that.
Gibbons, obviously I'll be playing it on my little shit heap, which isn't ideal, but at the same time I'm sure I'll get the gist, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be cool. So let's talk about Blood and Truth, buddy. And I understand that you finally played the London Heist.
Yes. When I got back, obviously, you sent me a message while I was on holiday. It's like, Blood and Truth's out. It's getting really good reviews. I'm like, fucking buy it then. Do it. Let's get it done. So I got back and I was like, I should probably play the London Heist before, so I get a little taste of what the before one is, before Blood and Truth, when, the masterpiece that is Blood and Truth. So yeah, it was fun. It was first initial response was like, fucking hell, these cutscenes are well cool because I'm in them. This is crazy. Like, I'm like, wow, I can look around. I can wave my hands about, try and grab his junk and stuff. Obviously, that will continue as I talk about Blood and Truth, but we'll get back to
Indeed.
that. Yeah, it's really good. Like you've spoken about, I agree with everything you said. It's fucking insane. When you're in that car, like twisting all the knobs, opening the doors, shooting the dudes, it's fucking mint. And yeah, Blood and Truth definitely takes from that and just pushes it tenfold forward in so many ways. It's an incredible game. Absolutely fucking fantastic.
It takes all of the best things from that London Heist proof of concept and it just runs with them. Like the diversity in Blood and Truth as well, like the diversity of like mini games for like lock picking and bomb defusing and all that sort of thing, like is so cool, and the way that they've really thought about how you're going to play it. And that's what me and Funk were saying last week, was the fact that they've made design decisions that don't necessarily promote realism. They're more to do with how well it will work and how enjoyable an experience it'll be. And I just think that it's a real fucking masterpiece. Like you give someone who's a complete like dismissive of VR, if you give them Blood and Truth and a VR headset and make them play through it start to finish, that's the end of it. As far as I'm concerned, they're like, okay, yes, this is what I want. It's as simple as that. It really is.
Yeah, and obviously I listened back to the podcast last week of you guys like going on about, and I agree with everything that you were talking about. There's just like a couple of things that I really want to put forward. And firstly, I don't know if you do it, but I do, and I use the sights on the gun all the time. Like, if I've got my pistol, I'm holding it up with two hands. Have you done that yet? I don't know.
I have done it a little bit, but yeah. I did struggle to get used to that to a degree. Are you playing it standing up or sitting down?
No, so I'm sitting down, and like the first time I did it, when I just instinctively put two hands up like that, like next to each other, and the left hand like cups it while the right hand's like pulling the trigger, obviously. Yeah. And then I brought it closer to my eye, and I could look down the sight, and there's like the reticule or like the crosshair there, and it's got like a slight zoom on it, and I was just like, this is just insane. And I'm there just going pop, 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 like trying to get all the headshots, and I was just like, fuck it, that was absolutely incredible, because I did it like when I was going through the beginning sections, I was doing a lot of what you mentioned, like you shoot and like, oh right, that's where that's going, so I need to adjust, and then shoot here, there and everywhere kind of thing, like to narrow it in on the person. But then like I saw I think I just flicked across the screen and I was like, that's a crosshair there. So then I brought it close and I was like, holy crap, it's like zooming in a bit, and I'm like so I brought, and I was just like, this is, I don't know, like that was just like, it just made it feel so much more tactical, like a tactical shooting. Like I'm like, when I was playing the London Heist, there's a bit where you're getting the jewel out of the desk, and that bit initially is really cool because you got to figure out what the puzzle is to open it up, and obviously you get the jewel and fucking shit goes bananas and you have to start shooting stuff. And in that section, like, I was trying to duck down behind whatever cover this desk was having, and like I wish I had video footage of me in my chair, because I'm like kind of lying down slowly, like seeping down lower and lower, like lying down on it like some kind of coward, and then just like holding my hand up over the top of this fucking desk, just randomly papping away. I'm just like, oh my god. But yeah, in Blood and Truth, I haven't got to take the coward's way out by just holding the gun up and randomly shooting. I can like tactically just pop out of cover, pap, and then, you know, it's really nice with the controls, like with whatever the bottom one is, like X and circle, I think you can strafe left and right, which, you know, which is really, really good. Like the shooting and the cover mechanics on that game are fucking cool, and the movement doesn't make me feel any kind of sickness. I think I put like a 2.5 hour stint on this thing on one of the nights I played it, and I just turned out fine. And I had a beer that night as well, which is always a big no.
It's the longest I've spent in VR is that game.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I think the lack of a head bob, the fact that it's all kind of very solidly made, there's no sort of glitchiness to it. I think that's probably why it doesn't really affect you in a negative way. The fact that it takes the control of movement out of your hands as well, so your brain doesn't have to kind of work out why your thumb is moving and your legs are moving because of it. So it's hard to analyse. I don't know how the mind really sort of negotiates it, but
I don't know.
It's
fucking cool. There's only like one more thing that I don't believe you mentioned that is definitely the best thing in that game, and that's when you hold down I don't know, triangle or something, and it makes
Square.
different. Is it square that makes the different hand gestures? And I'm like, right, okay, rocks, devil horns, thumbs up, middle finger, flipping them the V sign. So I'm there, I'm like, right, so whenever there's a cutscene, obviously I'm doing silly hand gestures. I'm like, my favourite one is though, left hand, middle finger, right hand, clenched fist, then wanking off the middle finger at them.
Yeah.
Classic move, buddy. Yeah. You know.
I love how it doesn't... It basically is prepared for all circumstances. In the mission where you have to rescue your mum from an office block, and I just walked straight into the bit where she was like chained up, and
don't worry about it.
Just executed her, like just shot her right between the fucking eyes, and it comes up like game over, and then brings up a message on the screen. Don't shoot your mum! Exclamation mark.
Well, in the London heist at the end, obviously, it comes down to the point you've got the gun, you've got to shoot someone. And the first thing I do, I just turn it on myself and try and shoot myself in the face. And it was like, nothing happened in the end. I was like, I just don't want to live in a world with these two numpties. Bam, try and kill myself. No. I did when I was spray painting my gun, because obviously you spoke about the gun customization, you can paint it. First thing I did was try and spray paint myself in the face as well, which is cool.
You got to.
Like you do. Yeah. It's a fucking amazing game, and like you say, it's been that VR game that we've been waiting for to be a full-on, campaign that will stick us in there for a good few hours. I think you're right, like 3 hours is probably the max amount of time I could probably stay in there. I don't know. And when I came out, I was like, fuck me, that was really good.
Good. That's the first time, I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but it's the first time it's ever happened to me that I genuinely forgot I was in VR. I completely forgot. I lost track of time, and I was playing Blood and Truth, and I was doing the mission over and over again. I completely forgot that I was playing a game, that time existed. I took the headset. I was like, oh shit, I really should go to bed. Like, it says at work. I take the headset off. It's 1:10 in the morning.
Yeah. That will happen. I think I was there at like 1:15 thinking like, oh yeah, what fucking time is it? Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck me.
It's a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah.
It's a headset seller. And as the price keeps dropping on that thing, and with compatibility confirmed for the new system.
Yep, that's good news.
I'm just delighted that they
Cosmic
are
Dad
supporting it.
Yeah, definitely. Cosmic Dad in the chat he's saying, is it the VR killer app?
I think you have to say it is. If it isn't, it's the closest we've come.
Definitely.
It's got it all. It does everything in the same way that Tearaway used the Vita to perfection. This makes use of every single thing that PSVR can do. It's an absolute gem, and there's loads and loads of games that have done gunplay. And for this one to do it better than all of those, as well as being like a full-blown action adventure, is pretty fucking impressive. The other thing I would say is that Trover, the guy that is shaping up to be pretty special. That's out now, and has got really good reviews. So yeah, I mean, all you can hope is that it gains traction. I think if Sony had been at E3 and had announced new shit, then they would have mentioned some sort of new headset, an updated version, and then it starts all over again. It gathers traction for everyone who's got one. But even if nothing else ever came out on VR, I still would feel like I had my money's worth, because it's literally, Funk described it best. It's exactly what you wanted when you were a little kid.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah,
now you've got it.
It brings new life to games. It's a completely different way of playing them. It's incredible. It really is. And Cosmic Dad in the chat saying that there's some really good deals in the Days of Play Sony event going on at the moment as well.
And we will be on there later, I'm sure, buddy.
Yes, yeah, we'll be checking that out. New sale going on today, buddy.
Gibbons.
Oh, well, in a show where, E3's happened, we've spent an hour guffing on about absolute nonsense and games that have been out for a long time, bar one. So, well done, buddy.
Cheers, buddy. Pleasure doing business with you. Let's go and talk about some fucking E3, shall we? Right, so I watched...
Right, let's get down to fucking business, yeah?
Fucking have it. All right, you fucking plums. So I watched all of them except Nintendo.
Because you don't need to.
I'm sorry.
It's going to be, there's a Super Smash Brothers character and we're making another Zelda. There you go. That's all you need to know. Oh, is there 2 Smash Brothers characters? I don't care.
Yeah. Super Mario.
Did you actually made notes on it? I didn't even. I was.
No,
just
I didn't make notes on it really.
Okay.
There's like 3 things that I know. One of them was The Witcher is going to run at 540p, which
we mentioned that earlier though. So yeah.
The the announcement that they're making another Zelda game, a full sequel on the Switch.
Yeah.
And a new Animal Crossing game coming March 2020.
I thought they were going to come out and talk about like the rumours were about like a new version of the Switch and like a Switch Lite or something of that form, but nothing really. But then again, Nintendo never really do E3 properly.
No, and they've never been under less pressure to do so as well, with Sony bailing out and EA not even really there, and Devolver in the fucking car park. It's it doesn't really make a big difference, I don't think, to anyone. But yeah, I watched all of them.
We're being told, sorry, about Nintendo, we need to watch the Banjo-Kazooie Smash Brothers launch video.
I certainly fucking don't. I'm sorry.
Apparently we have to watch it. They completely took the piss, apparently.
Okay.
So that could be up our street. Exactly, that's what I'm thinking.
I'd be interested in.
That could be something we need to watch. So yeah.
Well, fair play. So yeah, there were several different conferences, and I watched them, and some of them were better than others, and the best one comfortably, and it was probably always likely to be, I thought was Microsoft's. The Xbox E3 show was comfortably the most entertaining, had the most games, and talk about coming out swinging with Game Pass. Phil motherfucking Spencer came out early doors. He said, we're going to be showing off 60 games this evening, and like 32 of them are launching on Game Pass. It's like
day one.
Cheers,
you can
Spence.
have that shit.
Like,
that's crazy.
You can't argue with that.
You can't. You literally, there's no argument you can have with that.
It's fucking sweet as the punch. So out came Ninja Theory, obviously Microsoft's one of their bigger acquisitions, and they announced a new game called Bleeding Edge, which looks exactly like Overwatch to me.
But it's melee based.
It is melee based, which is kind of interesting to a degree, but it is just a hero deathmatch game.
4v4 melee deathmatch with weird looking characters that would fit very well into Borderlands or Overwatch, Yeah. What was the fucking Battle Royale game that Borderlands Gearbox made? I can't remember now. Can't
even remember the name. I got to say, the stuff I'm seeing of that Borderlands 3 looks suspiciously like that game. The multiplayer aspects of it. I can't remember what that was called, which is telling. Isn't it, really? So yeah, Game Pass at launch, Bleeding Edge. So obviously I'll inevitably give it a go, but
mate.
Not really for me, Jeff. Moving on, Ori and
Battleborn. Cheers, Cosmic Dad. Ledge.
Nice. It's good. It's a solid save. Thank you very much. Oh, fucking hell, that thing. Randy Pitchford's been in the news a lot since we've been away, by the way. But
he's done well.
The less said about that, the better. What a
champ.
What a spooky Doyle he is. But yeah, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, or Willow the Wisp, as we call it.
The Wisp,
It looks absolutely gorgeous. Evil spider cunt in there, buddy, in the old
big old trailer. Evil spider cunt there. Dangerous.
I'm only about a third of the way through the original, so I probably need to get my skates on. But it looked like more of the same, just really gorgeous. And began a theme of E3 this year where I can't really remember any occasions where a game that didn't have a release date already didn't get given a 2020 release date. Essentially, if you didn't already know the release date of something, it's not coming out till next year. That was
pretty much.
That was across the board for everything.
Yeah, that's an E3 standard, buddy.
I think 2019 is looking like a pretty bad year for video games in the grand scheme of things.
I don't know. Sony might have something up their sleeve for 2019.
Maybe. But yeah, either way, obviously everyone knows what Ori's going to be. The first one was great. The second one looks great. And that's coming to Game Pass at launch, 11th of February 2020. Next, Minecraft Dungeons. It's the isometric Minecraft RPG dungeon crawler that nobody asked for. It looks like Minecraft meets Magicka, meets like Diablo. It's got 4-player co-op, local and online. And I'm normally up for that sort of thing, but to be honest, just didn't really look like anything that I'd find very interesting. I don't know. Did you see this one, buddy? Did you ever look at this at all?
No.
It's a no from him, so we'll move on to Jedi Fallen Order. Obviously, this got a showing in the EA conference as well. But I thought it was a little bit odd, the choice of section that they showed, and it made me worry a little bit about the game because it was a little underwhelming. I thought graphically very nice. The combat looks really fun. Like, that's pretty important.
I mean, you can stick a lightsaber in there. You can have a bit of fun, really, aren't you?
Well, if you get the combat right, then you are. I mean, if anyone's going to get it right, it's Respawn. But, you know, the previous games, the ones that, Force Unleashed, that wasn't good lightsaber combat at all. Obviously, Battlefront's lightsaber combat was absolute wank as well.
That wasn't great.
It was Jedi Academy was the last game to get it right. That's a very old game now, like 14, 15 years old.
Very good.
Very, very good. And yeah, Fallen Order, it looks cool. It's a cool third-person Star Wars game. The combat looks fun. The Force powers look fun. It's colourful. It's got the proper license, so you've got the proper music. You've got some actors from some of the films in there as well. Forrest Whitaker, very prominent in the footage they've shown at E3. I think it looks really good. It just doesn't look amazing. And I was kind of expecting it to look amazing, if I'm honest.
For me, it's going to come down, does it feel amazing? You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it is. You need to be there. They need to put some sort of demo out of that game. I mean, we'll probably just buy it anyway because it's fucking Star Wars and Respawn's made it. Yeah. And hopefully that's enough of a combination to make a good game. But yeah, like if they put out like a little demo and you can have a little go with your lightsaber and see what it's all about, you can be like, right, yeah, this game's fucking awesome. Cosmic Dad's he's put Uncharted meets Dark Souls maybe for Star Wars.
Yeah, to a degree. I can certainly see the Uncharted side of things. It looks like there's going to be a little bit of platforming and climbing and stuff. I have to say I wasn't very impressed by the way that the character looked in the environment. I don't know if I'm nitpicking here, but he just didn't really look like he was planted on the ground. It all just looks a little bit...
He's a Jedi, buddy. They float.
I suppose so. Yeah, that is a fair point.
I don't even know. Do they float? They can, I guess.
There's something about what I've seen of this, and I've looked at all of the gameplay footage that they've put out. There's just something not quite right there, and it's the game isn't out for a few months, so there's time, and the builds that you see at E3 tend to be from 2 or 3 months previous anyway, because they've got to kind of test a demo. It wasn't hitting the right notes with me, if I'm honest. I still think it'd be really fun.
Yeah, man. I'm putting my hands out. I want to play it. Not going to lie.
I want to play it, and maybe I'm completely wrong about it, but there's just something slightly off about it, in my opinion, from what I've seen so far. Moving on, Cyberpunk 2077, which has been for a very long time and remains my most hotly anticipated game. Like, if I could play any game that isn't out right now, I would choose that one over everything else in the world. Everything I've ever heard about, everything that is E3. It's a CD Projekt Red game set in a cyberpunk environment starring Keanu Reeves.
And what the fuck? Yeah,
so that was quite
it's fucking Ted Theodore Logan.
There he was, old Neo himself. He came out on stage after the trailer. He is a fucking dude, but also super weird.
Weird as fuck. Like, what is his posture all about? And crazy.
Yeah, pretty strange dude. But he closed the trailer. He's a character in the game. It was whether or not he actually knows anything about that sort of thing was debatable from his performance.
Well, he likes stories, and apparently this has a story, so that's what drew him to it, buddy.
Absolutely, he likes stories. Some random dude from the crowd shouted, "You're breathtaking," when he said the game was breathtaking. Apparently, CD Projekt Red have announced they've given that dude a free copy of the game. Yeah.
And I believe they're giving a go-kart to some child's foundation or something now as well.
Sure, why not?
Right, whatever, innit? Jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah. Either way, it all served to quite neatly distract everyone from the fact that there was absolutely zero gameplay of Cyberpunk 3.
But luckily, they've already put out like a 40-minute gameplay video of this game previous.
And I'm still struggling with the fact that this game is for first person. I don't know why. I always had it in my head that it was going to be third person, and I suppose all of those hours with The Witcher kind of made me think that that's what it would be. But either way, hugely anticipated game. It launches on the 16th of April 2020.
2020. That's next year.
The first quarter 2020 is looking tasty.
Once again, Cosmic Dad in the chat is popping in, saying that the guy actually refused the copy and told them to go buy a go-kart. So there you go. That's what happened with the go-kart.
Joins the dots quite nicely. Fair play. Spiritfarer was the next game that I liked the look of. By the way, I'm only
Damn, this game looked well nice.
It looks really nice. I was just like games that I either liked the look of or want to rip the shit out.
Fuck everything else. Who cares? I'm not going to. Why should we talk about the shit games? Who cares about that? This game looked. The art style was. I was just like, no. That first time you saw Cuphead and you were like, holy fuck, this looks absolutely fantastic.
Like a cartoon. I felt the same way when we first saw that really early Obsidian footage of Stick of Truth, and you're just like, holy shit, that just looks like a cartoon. And this nails that. It's hard to tell what it's actually going to be. It looks like a sort of 2D RPG adventure, I suppose, with a bit of customization.
Customizable, buildable ship or boat. I mean, what's not to? You can do fishing in it, buddy. It looks like as well. So, but I'm fucking.
I will
sold.
Indeed, buddy, because it's coming to Game Pass at launch. So I'll be playing that on my little shit heap. So that's going to be nice.
Lovely times, lovely times.
Play that in 4K on my little shit heap. Beautiful.
That'll do.
Gibbons. It's worth noting, by the way.
Yep, go on.
I don't know that it's been discussed, but it is worth noting that the Xbox One can do 4K. And the PS4 can't do 4K. It's just the base models of those two consoles. It's not something that's ever really talked about. But my little shit heap runs.
It's only the menus and stuff. Yeah, it's not the games though. Surely they run at like 900p.
Well, I don't know exactly what the limitations are with the games. I'd imagine, it wouldn't be able to handle running anything anyway. But just the fact that the PS4...
just having the menus and everything in 4K is like something, like the PS4 should do that. Really?
Forza Horizon does run in 4K on the it looks horrible when it runs at 30 frames.
It runs
in fact, I don't even know that it runs at 30.
Yeah, it's probably 10.
But yeah, I just wanted to mention that when I switch between dashboards from the Xbox to the PlayStation,
I'm sure the PlayStation
really jarring. The PlayStation just
totally
looks really fuzzy and horrible.
Yeah,
and then it proceeds to run all of the games better. So
yeah, it looks great on the Pro. I'll put it that way at 4K.
Absolutely.
Looks really good. But yeah.
So next we had Rig Time, The Legend of Wright, some sort of D&D-ish adventure game thing that's all made out of paper, notebooks, and decoupage, buddy. And it looked quite weird.
I didn't really understand what this game was. Was it like a dungeon crawling platform game? But then it had all kinds of other whatever fucking paper mache craziness.
I think it was supposed to be like a board game, so it's supposed to be like a sort of D&D-esque kind of nightmare-esque sort of.
And you
like
get to choose, like you say, do this, and then you have a chance of doing that or whatever.
Yeah,
like, it sounds cool. I don't know if I can get into the art style of it. It'd be good for like half an hour. Let's put it that way. It'd be interesting to see it. Yeah, but then if you're playing that kind of thing for like, what was the PS4 PS Plus game, like Drawn fucking
Together or something
whatever
like
that fucking shooter was. Game, like no, fuck that. I played that and was like, no, this hurts my eyes.
The thing that did that best was Brutal Legend, like in its early menus and everything, like, and the comic book kind of art style. That was Tim Schafer, of course, and we'll get to him shortly. But
hello.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. It was a little bit jarring, a little bit too much going on, maybe not quite. But also, sort of direction
looks interesting, and that's what I want. I want to see new crazy shit.
Yeah, it's coming to Game Pass at launch.
That's coming to Game Pass.
Next, there was a sort of 20-odd indie-style titles montage thingy.
Yeah.
Followed by all of them coming to Game Pass, by the way. Followed by Metro Exodus announced as being on Game Pass and under your chair, along with a horde of other games as well. And I'm glad I didn't buy that game on PlayStation.
Yay!
Then they announced Game Pass Ultimate, which has been in the works for a while, which is a $15 a month and presumably £15 a month, or maybe $13.99 or something like that. It's Game Pass Live and Game Pass for PC, and it's called Game Pass Ultimate, and alarm bells began ringing, if I'm honest, when this was announced, because I totally understand you bundling Game Pass and Gold.
Yeah,
that makes perfect sense. The Game Pass for PC thing, obviously, that makes perfect sense as well, but what you're doing is tiering Game Pass. And then you start to wonder, okay, so when will the first game arrive on Game Pass Ultimate and not Game Pass? That would be my next question.
Oh no, I don't think game. Yeah, I can get what you're saying.
Later in the show,
I feel like the Ultimate is just like the addition of Live and PC. I don't feel like it's a separate Game Pass Ultimate thing. I think that it's like just the Ultimate is the inclusion of everything.
The Gears 5, the dude came out and he alluded to the idea that maybe there'd be some perk on Game Pass Ultimate, and it wasn't clear whether he was saying Game Pass Ultimate to promote it because it had just been announced,
maybe,
or if he was literally saying
with Game Pass Ultimate you get like
access with Game Pass Ultimate,
it could be stuff like that.
And if that's the case, then fuck it. Yeah, why not? Like that.
Yeah, totally. It's a business at the end of the day.
It's just disappointing because it's such a cool thing, and you presume that they will ruin it at some point, but you just I didn't expect them to do it quite so soon, and I'm a little bit concerned.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Going forward on that front, yeah, definitely.
We'll keep an eye on that one, definitely. Moving forwards, new Microsoft Flight Simulator, long overdue. Really big news, this. It didn't seem like it in the context of an E3 press conference. But this, the number of people who play Microsoft Flight Simulator X is unbelievable.
Substantial.
like all over the world, people are rejoicing because it looked lovely. This, and then bafflingly, it was announced that it'd be on Xbox One as well, which I didn't expect at all. And then it was announced that it'd be on Game Pass at launch. I double-checked because I couldn't believe it. But Microsoft Flight Simulator, the new Microsoft Flight Simulator, is coming to Xbox One. That's awesome.
It looks fucking amazing.
It did look great, yeah.
It looks absolutely stunning. Obviously, that footage is running on... I'm guessing something more powerful than an Xbox One X, but possibly an Xbox One X. I don't know.
Could have been a One X. Could have been.
I don't know.
More likely that was PC gameplay. God knows how it would run on my fucking shit. But I'll give it a burn because, buddy, it's on Game Pass at launch. So there we are. Next, Double Fine joins Xbox Game Studios. That was fucking funny. Tim Schafer came out. Didn't seem especially scripted. It was announced that he was coming out. He came out and was like, we're so excited to be part of Xbox Game Studios here at Double Fine. We're happy to make like whatever you want. We're going to make Halo stuff, like Forza stuff, Excel. I was like fucking pissing myself. It's good shit. Yeah, and then they showed off the Psychonauts 2 trailer, which is something I'm in no way excited for because I didn't play the first one, but a lot of people are, and that's fine.
Yeah,
it looked cool. Next,
can I just nip back to the? Obviously, we mentioned the Game Pass Ultimate, and it's got all the tiers. They did mention, and we mentioned Game Pass for PC. Like, you can get that separately for £4 or $5 a month, which it's fucking cracking. By the way, it's not all the titles, but 100 plus games on there for minimal amount. And one thing that one of the deals at the moment is for £1 or $1 or whatever, you can upgrade your current subscription to Ultimate. And what that does, if you've got any Xbox Live and Game Pass, it adds them together. So say you've got like 5 months of Game Pass and 5 months of Xbox Live, that will mean for £1, you will get 10 months of Ultimate for £1. So I don't know what you've got left on yours, or if you have any, might be worth stacking it up and converting that at this moment for a nice cheap deal, which I'm quite tempted to do. Say like I pop like 12 months of Xbox Live on there for like 30 quid and then pay £1, and I've got Game Pass for PC for quite some time coming on.
Absolutely. It's been barking at me to do it every time I turn the console on. So
does it? Fair dues. Okay.
It's on literally the first page when you turn the console on.
So
£1 deal. So.
I went through the whole process of signing up and getting onto the beta, the Xbox beta on PC, and Cosmic's dad has also done this, and he just mentioned in the chat that it's a bit of a fucking ball ache on PC. He wants to know how they can be launching Game Pass for PC when you have to, one, sign up for the Windows Insider builds of Windows 10, which means you get all like the crummy like stuffing testing, install the beta of Windows 10, and then install the beta for the Xbox app before you can install any games. So I don't know how long this deal for £1 is that's going on, but it's meant that I've had to install all kinds of beta stuff on my Windows, and I'm a little bit worried about it. And also, it took a fucking 2 hours for me to sort all this shit out, and they should have made that much easier for people to get involved in.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that that's the sort of nonsense that you have to go through to get it suggests that it just wasn't really ready in time.
No, exactly. And they've just fucking pumped it out and slapped the word beta on it, and it's like, yeah. And by the way, it doesn't work. Just letting everyone know. Everyone being like 3 people that listen to this, and maybe 2 people out of those 3 play on PC, me being one of them. I've loaded it all up. I go to browse the games, and it's just like, oh, something went wrong. Restart the program. I'm like, okay.
Brilliant.
Do that 20 times, and I'm like, okay, yeah, something is wrong. The whole thing's fucking wrong.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I think they'll get there with that stuff.
Of course they will. Like they will get there. But I mean, to launch it in that state is fucking clown shoes. No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, buddy. I just wanted to...
No, it's cool. I think that they'll end up doing some sort of deal with Valve, to be honest, and having a sort of section of Steam.
Maybe.
Valve are well up for any comers at the moment with their little battle with Epic, and Microsoft are looking for a platform to launch on that people don't hate. So I think that it's a match made in heaven. They've been alluding to the fact that they're going to have Microsoft games on Steam. I don't think it would be that weird for them to have a sort of portion of Steam that was a Game Pass thing, in the same way that I've got Game Pass as a tab on my dashboard on the Xbox One. But yeah, that's just what I think. I think that people will always hate Microsoft's like proprietary storefronts and like weird watered down versions of games that don't have the sort of graphical options of others. So it seems like a no-brainer to me, and I'm sure that they could get together and do that. But I suppose we'll see going forwards.
In you just talking about that, I tried to load up the Xbox app through Cortana, and she just blared at me. And I was like, what are you talking about? This is the problems with beta. I don't know. I went in the search bar. I was like, Xbox, expecting the app to pop up there and click on it. No, Cortana's like coming out that. Ah! I'm like, fuck off. So, sorry for anyone listening on the stream for that, if it came out.
Nice. Well, not great, but
no.
Hopefully
we'll get there. It'll get there, and it'll be fucking sweet.
Gibbons. Few more bits in the Microsoft conference. The game 12 Minutes, an interactive thriller. That looked quite cool to me as a concept. I don't know what the gameplay would actually be like, but it's some dude who's living 12 minutes of his life where a bloke comes in to kill him and his wife because she killed her father, apparently. And it just shows like lots and lots of different things where, you know, it's Groundhog Day with a murderer. That sounds fun. It's kind of top-downy. The art style was kind of film noir-esque, and I quite liked the look of that. That looks cool.
What's the guy that does like Rain, and is it David Cage?
Yeah, had that sort of... Yeah.
Had that vibe to it, but it looked better.
Yeah, because he wasn't making it, so... Yeah. Way to the Woods, an adventure game in which you play as a deer and a deerlet. That's fine. It was a little deer and a fawn, and you brushed about, and you know, then they were in a train carriage, and then there were rats attacking them that turned into a goldfish. Who can say? But it looked nice. It's coming to Game Pass at launch. Gears 5, that looked like a Gears game, and I struggled to get excited about it, unfortunately. What they did announce was Escape Mode, which looks a lot like a Horde mode crossed with like Call of Duty Zombies. But it's a co-op mode. It's an online sort of PvE mode. And then they kind of ruined any sort of interest that I had in that by announcing the Terminator DLC for some fucking reason on Gears of War. Why is the Terminator in Gears?
Yeah, the Terminator in there.
Why is the Terminator in anything? But why is the Terminator in Gears of War? What nonsense! Good Lord.
I don't know, but you know, it's exclusive for people that do stuff.
Yeah, like honestly,
right now.
I think Gears ran out of steam several years ago, and they're just trying to sort of. It's not a good look announcing like some fucking novelty DLC when you're announcing your new game, which should be like mega exciting. It's you basically standing on a stage going, "This isn't exciting enough, so we've fucking chucked this nonsense at it." Not great.
Look at the shiny.
Yeah, exactly. Followed up with new Elite controller, now with Bluetooth and a built-in battery, like the PlayStation 3 had at launch. That's cool.
Magical.
It? Yeah.
I mean, really, I got a bit of a hard-on for that controller because it looks amazing. Pretty fucking sexy. And I was like, brilliant. Adjustable thumbsticks. 3 controllable modes that you can put in there and change it. But it was funny, like when it comes up, it's like button 1 was like Gears, button 2 was like, I don't know, like fucking, I don't know, Uncharted. Button 3 was Forza. I was like, fuck, are they the only 3 like presets you can have? Fuck that. That's bullshit. But then obviously I realised, oh no, I can create it's showing me that I can create my own one.
Well, it's like old school macros. I had a Microsoft Sidewinder gamepad back in the day, and It had little macro buttons along the top, buddy. It was fucking cool. Yeah, those controllers look awesome. Very, very cool. Probably very expensive as well. But hey, there we are. Dying Light 2. Shit dialogue and voice acting, as you'd expect, but it was a nice FMV. Presumably that game will be like the last game, but prettier. The last game is a game that I'd imagine we would have got into if we'd bothered, but we just didn't bother. I don't know why, but we didn't, so we didn't. So there we are. Forza Horizon Lego Speed Champions add-on, the weirdest fucking thing in the whole of the Microsoft conference. It's like, Lego cars in Forza Horizon. Then there's Lego areas of the map, and then there's normal areas of the map. You can have Lego cars, or you can be normal cars in a Lego world. I don't know why this is happening. All I can tell you
is though.
It's out now. At the time, well, if you're on the live stream, it's out tomorrow. For everyone else, it's out now. I don't understand what that was all about. It's really weird, quite funny, and there we are.
It's what it is, buddy. You know, why not? Fuck it.
Gibbons, couple of biatches.
Lego. There was like a Lego Star Wars as well, wasn't there? They said like there's like all 9 episodes. So maybe Microsoft got some kind of Lego deal going on. I don't know. Yeah,
it's like the.
I know we haven't mentioned it in the notes because who cares? But you know.
Yeah, it's that's a thing as well. So yeah, maybe they're sort of building up some deal or something there. As of October, Project xCloud will be online, at least in alpha sort of beta.
xCloud.
Terrible name. Allowing you to play your games on other devices via cloud streaming. This is like PlayStation, like the live streaming thing that you can do, where you can play like PlayStation Connect via your laptop or whatever. Except this is Microsoft, so presumably it will work better. And it's kind of exciting, isn't it, that you can hook up to your Xbox and play shit. I mean, they're talking about having a sort of cloud-based thing, so you don't actually hook up to your console. You've got your own VM in the cloud, which is exactly how you want it to be. It's the same thing Stadia is doing. It's the same thing that VMware does. So that's kind of cool. It's the GeForce Now model, really, of cloud-based gaming, and Microsoft, they're kind of big in the old computer world, buddy, so probably worth keeping an eye on this, I would imagine. Then Phil Spencer comes out, announces their new console. He doesn't really announce it. It's just like a little sort of, this is what we're doing. Obviously, we already knew the code name, Project Scarlet, which I quite like. I'm sure it'll be a terrible name when it comes out. Like Xbox One was a terrible name, but it's a new console. They're saying it's 4 times more powerful than the Xbox One X, and then they kind of went on and said that in some ways it's like 40 times more powerful.
It's magical.
SSD confirmed in the Project Scarlet. They didn't say whether it was going to be the main hard drive. I'd imagine probably not. But, SSD confirmed. Holiday 2020, which puts a target on Sony's backs straight away. We thought they'd launched then anyway. And Halo Infinite as a launch title, which they had a trailer of, and that looked fine as well. They went on about how they've been working with AMD and they've been making their own, like, custom processor for it, which, it's nothing new. This is what these guys do. They always tinker with the shit. It's going to support ray tracing. I'm like, okay, ray tracing really hasn't taken off in PCs yet, let alone next year in consoles. I can't really see it being that fucking impressive. I don't know, like, a lot of non-gaming people at work or wherever have been like, oh, have you heard about the new Project Scarlet? And I'm like, yeah, it's nothing new. And, Sony came out and was like, or someone came out, I don't know, I don't think it was Sony actually. There was like some news article saying that the PS5 is going to be more powerful than the Project Scarlet. So, I mean, we don't know fuck all about these things at the moment. We know that the only good thing is, like you said, we know they're going to have SSDs, so the read-write
read-write speeds are going to be insanely quicker than the consoles we have now. So yeah, obviously we're going to have better load times. Like, it would be fucking retarded if we didn't.
Yeah, if you look at the fact that we've got SATA 2 drives in these consoles, that's archaic. Like,
yeah, exactly.
By PC standards at this point, firing up.
Moving parts is a bad idea. At the end of the day, idea.
In every way, it's a bad idea. And,
and it's only because like the non-moving part, hard drives or whatever, have come down drastically in the past, like 5 years. From when the PS4 and Xbox One, first launched. Like, these things are a tenth of the price, even probably less of what they were when they first came out, kind of thing.
Gibbons. So yeah, all in all, I thought it was a really good conference. It was pretty consistent. Like, I was vaguely entertained throughout, which is the best I can hope. I
thought they did a good job. It was the standard Xbox conference. Like, they kind of stuck to their like new way of doing things, like games. Check out all the games, and that's what I want to see when I watch E3. I want to see a lot of fucking games and be like, that's shit. That's good. I like that thing, but I don't like that thing. And that's what it's all about. And then obviously being like, oh yeah, everything's not coming out for another year. Apart from a few things, which is cool.
That was the worst thing. But yeah, all in all, always a decent show.
Always is. We know what to expect from these things.
It's a given.
Yeah.
So on to the Ubisoft E3 conference, buddy. And they kicked things off. Thankfully not with a Just Dance dance party, although... if you thought you'd escaped, then you were sorely mistaken, as it arrived later on in proceedings. But they started off with the Assassin's Creed Symphony, and it was hard to tell if this was actually the beginning of the show or not, because they kind of did this as though it was the beginning of the show, then had a couple of douchebags in the arena being like, and now the show! So it was like, because they do all of this preamble bullshit that,
Yeah. Standard.
But yeah, anyway, it was a small symphony orchestra, which apparently is part of a larger orchestra that is going on an Assassin's Creed tour all over the world, playing the music from all the Assassin's Creed games. A 60-piece orchestra playing various venues. I thought it was a bizarre thing to start your conference with, which was perhaps why they sort of full stopped after it and moved on, but it was just an odd thing to do. I mean, and also worth noting, I'm no fucking sort of classical savant, but it wasn't very good. Like, it wasn't very good. The violins, like some real shaky violins, some real problems. I don't know if they had some like monitoring issues, but they were going in and out of time with one another.
No, that's how it's meant to be, but it's like jazz.
It's a bit toilet and a bit pitchy and not the best thing ever. And when you think of the last major show before this was Sony late last year with their fucking insane presentation.
That was ridiculous. Yeah.
It was a bit...
With the Ghost of Tsushima music, and that was incredible, really impressive.
I mean, they're the masters of it. Sony. They did the. We finally got all the way through that God of War documentary, which highly recommend watching that thing.
Yeah, I started watching the Half-Life one actually today.
Yeah, from NoClip. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
but
then Randy Pitchford was on it, so I turned it off.
It's unfortunate. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. So yeah, started with that, I don't know why, and then announced a tour. Sure, absolutely. Fucking fine. Moving on. Now...
Sorry. Cosmic Dad says, someone said to me, can you remember any of the music from Assassin's Creed game ever? And all he could think of was the amazing sea shanties.
Yeah, exactly. I know, like you think of the Halo, like the real sort of
sung by monkeys. Yeah,
all of the there's games that have iconic soundtracks
or monks in it. Yeah.
And I don't I don't know that Assassin's Creed is one of them. I mean, they've done a lot of music for Assassin's Creed. That doesn't mean anyone should play it. It's a bit weird. But anyway, on to better things. Of all of the games I didn't know very much about and hadn't really seen anything of at the whole of E3, I would argue that this was the most impressive out of everything. Watch Dogs Legion. It's Watch Dogs 3. Obviously, Watch Dogs 2, as I understand it, was a much better game than the first one, which was really the birth of the lying and controversy of AAA developers, really. Watch Dogs, it really kind of kicked things off.
It was a beautiful
flagship
lie.
For downgrading in graphics and lies being told about what we're seeing, and Ubisoft allegedly changing tack completely about how they would show games going forward, which they have conveniently forgotten in the last couple of years.
Maybe.
And then the second game, obviously, like, just fucking horrible characters. Like, no one wants to play it. Everyone's in it is a complete douchebag, but
classic Ubi,
but a really competent gaming world. And then you'll remember the last thing I said to you before you went away. If it's in London,
you're a cunt.
This new one after that, after that. If it's in London, then they can't have the bro culture bullshit in there. It'll be sort of Cockney wankers, but that's not as bad.
Yeah.
Like, and they've really got some stuff here, in my opinion, in terms of mechanics and innovation. And of course, I'm fully aware, buddy, that they will fuck this up because it's Ubisoft. So it's obviously Ubisoft, they will fuck this up because every time you see them present you with an amazing looking... It was the same with Wild Pants. It was the same with Watch Dogs 1. It was the same with Rainbow Six Siege. They'll fuck it, and then they won't just fuck it. They'll hump the corpse for years with year 3, year 4,
trying to bring it back
5,
to life.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyway, Watch Dogs Legion. It's set in London. It's got a roster of characters. If you get killed playing as the character that you're playing as, your character dies permanently. So it's permadeath for all of the characters in the game.
Roguelike,
and the game goes on. A lot of the missions are centering around recruitment of other characters, NPCs, and any character that you recruit to your rebellion, you can take control of, and you can lead them on. You can gradually take over all the NPCs on the map, so they join your thingy to essentially build like an army. You can control any of them. They're using like the sort of stuff that you'd have with procedurally generated graphical games mixed with various kind of vocalizer techniques and modulators and stuff to make it so that everyone's got different voices and they're all kind of not sort of super generic in that respect, to get around the fact that obviously they can't voice thousands of characters in a game. But it looks the part. It looks like it's got decent combat, decent stealth, a myriad of different characters, some really funny shit that we saw in this trailer as well. One of the characters, a granny that you can take over, proper old London codger.
And best thing I've seen all week.
Man, as I said,
it's when she's just going to town with the taser and everything. I was just like, fuck it. And then like they've got the movement perfect as well when she's fucking scuttling out of like the doorway and everything. Yeah. And I'm just like, she does like a roll over a handrail or something. I'm like, fucking, that looks retarded. I'll play that.
I don't know how this happened, this innovation. As I said, I'm sure they'll fuck it up. But, mate, it looks great. It looks really cool. Some dodgy faux English accents in there from various extras that they've obviously got from the States.
Standard.
I'm sure that a lot of the missions and the story are going to be probably pretty dull. You know, it's a Ubisoft game, so that's an inevitability. And obviously the sort of curation issues that come with having everyone controllable rather than just being able to hack their phones. But the long and the short of it is, I think this looks very cool. I love the idea of it. And it's probably the first Ubisoft game I've been excited about for some time.
I think that's the most surprising thing about this is that you're excited about this game. Like it's something that I never would have foreseen, and it's crazy. And I'm happy because you're excited about
I'm
a
excited
game.
about a AAA video game.
A AAA game. Yeah. And I'm like, whoa.
I am caveating it heavily. But at the same time, I just think you can't argue with the concept of it. Like, on paper, it's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Who knows where it could lead? And on top of that, London is a brilliant city to base a video game in. It's not a city I very much enjoy visiting, but it's got iconic bits and pieces to it, and it looks great. From the footage I've seen, it looks really good. And some of the stuff you can do, like some of the gadgets that you have. There was a moment where one of the characters breaks into, because it's a kind of faux future thing. So there's kind of flying drones and all the cars are it's like semi-driverless cars, and you're chased by drones and stuff. But it just looks cool. It looks really cool. And it is out on the 6th of March, 2020, buddy. So it's going to be a busy fucking spring. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
man. So yeah, that's Watch Dogs. Do you want to add anything, buddy? I've kind of wanked off on that a bit.
No, I mean you've pretty much nailed everything. It does look interesting, and where they're going from it compared to the last ones. Sorry, gas at the moment coming up. It's intriguing. If anything, I like the fact that it's all about like NPCs. You're not one character kind of thing. It's nice, and hopefully, they've built on the previous two to create a game that, can function. Yeah, it's the word I'm going to go for.
We'll see, but I'm certainly following it now, and it's the first thing for a while from Ubisoft that I've had any interest in whatsoever. I mean, I've had
question. Did you see the glimpse of Pat Butcher as the crime boss?
I don't think that I did.
No, that sounds interesting.
Gibbons. Man, yeah. All in on that one. Looks good. Move on to the next thing. Rob McElhenney from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia came out and announced that they were making a comedy TV show. It's Netflix, about a game studio. It's called Mythic Quest Raven's Banquet. It's kind of like a pastiche of WoW, obviously, or something like that. And it looks fucking funny. It's got Arbed in it from Community. There was a little clip of it. It looked really funny. I'm looking forward to that. It hasn't got much to do with video games. Classic Ubisoft chucking it in there. Why not? That's fine. But they're working with Ubisoft, and there were some little asides suggesting that some of the Ubi studios are a bit zany in this respect. So yeah, it was pretty funny to see. And the Always Sunny guys. Like, if anyone's going to write a funny script, then probably those guys, I'd imagine.
I think they'll do a good job.
Then Him Out the Walking Dead came out. Not the teacher's guy with the hat. The one who bummed his missus. The guy with the hat's missus. I didn't watch a lot of Walking Dead. So
I watched about the first episode, if that.
Yeah, that was covered in the first 2 or 3 episodes.
Not up on that.
It might have been the first one.
I was so close. It's
the hardened-up skinhead dude from The Walking Dead Series 1. I'm sure he's been in other stuff. I certainly haven't watched it. It's not because he was in it that I didn't, although had I known, I probably would have made the same decisions. Either way, Ghost Recon Breakpoint. We knew it was a thing already. It had kind of leaked beforehand. This looks like the same game with slightly less terrible graphics. They'll still probably be terrible, but slightly less terrible than Wild Pants in terms of graphics. I haven't really seen any reason why this exists yet. I don't know, maybe I'm completely wrong here, but they really didn't tell me anything about this game. They just said that it was a game and it was coming out. Then some woman comes out. She's like, Ghost Recon has always been about this. She talks about it for a while, but there doesn't seem to be anything to say.
Can you just read? Is this the awful fucking trashy woman in the notes. Is this the one that you're talking about?
I think I put Tashi. I can't remember why I put Tashi.
Oh yeah, Tashi, not trashy. Sorry, I read that wrong.
Tashi.
Tashi
Might have been trashy.
Okay,
I can't remember her. Yeah. Nor can I remember anything about the video game. I'm not sure anything was announced about it. I'm not trying to shit on it.
No,
here. It's something that conventionally
no.
our listeners might be interested in. But I just...
Yeah, beta sign-ups are now at the moment. I've put it in Discord if you want to slice.
What is it? What does it do? What's it for?
I don't know.
It's just the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, far more interesting than that was the announcement of Rainbow Six Quarantine, if you ask me.
Yeah, this was exciting. I was like, what's this all about, huh?
Tell me. This like crazy pink-haired Bjork woman came out, and she was like, we've been making this Rainbow Six game. We wanted to feel like Vegas and shit. It's a 3-player tactical co-op game. It's completely PvE, where you're fighting some sort of parasite. Proper full-on tactical combat simulator. One, please. That's what I want. I will buy that game, and I will play that game.
Yeah.
I don't want Breakpoint. I want Quarantine. That's what I want. I don't know how you feel about that, buddy. You tell me.
Sign me up, buddy. I think there's also a beta for that going on at some point. So once again, that's in the Discord if you want to slice. Yeah, I'll play that all day. I love a bit of PvE. I'm a big fan of the PvE. I'm a big fan of Rainbow Six. The franchise that was. I can hear you tapping away. I think you're trying to sign up to some sort of beta
Signing
right
up
now.
to all the Ubisoft betas, buddy, because they're my favorite.
Yeah, just get
company.
on there. There's loads. Yeah. They're the best. If only. I tell you what. You know how much I love Ubisoft. I would actually pay $14.99 a month for some sort of subscription.
Well, in that case, buddy, you won't believe what I have in store for you because
what?
Allow me to introduce you as Ubisoft introduced me. So I'm introducing you through me to them.
Through you to them, yeah. Third party.
Uplay Plus.
What is Uplay Plus, buddy? That's a horrible thing to say as well.
Uplay Plus, buddy. It's 100 shit games. Sorry, 100 Ubisoft games. And immediate access to new shit games. Sorry, new Ubisoft games for $14.99 a month on PC only.
I have a PC.
It will also be available on Stadia, Google Stadia. Yeah, $15 a month for a library of 100 Ubisoft games. So
it includes all their DLC though as well.
Well, thank fuck for that.
Because I love DLC. I know you do as well.
I mean, I'm really am the DLC. This old DLC boy. That's me. Always buying all of the.
He's a douche licking cunt.
Expansion packs. No, that's the acronym for me. So the Uplay Plus, PC only for some reason. I would imagine that reason is because they signed some sort of contract with Google. I've no idea if that's actually the case.
That's probably. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Suspicious announcement.
Sony and Microsoft were like, fuck off. We don't want that shit. Could have happened.
As a service at this moment in time, it seems fucking toilet, in my opinion, as someone who really dislike Ubisoft, and I think that's coming through strong.
I don't know why. I know why. I do know why.
They made a series of games that thoroughly disappointed me. And
10 years ago, Ubisoft were brilliant.
I loved Ubisoft 10 years ago. They made all my favourite games. They made Rainbow Six Vegas. They made Splinter Cell Conviction within like a year or so of each other. They had Ghost Recon before that, and Rayman.
What more do you need?
Exhibit A, buddy. Roller Champions. Huh? It's a roller skating basketball game. Out comes Stefan. He's the product manager. This is just what I wrote on the fly. Out comes Stefan, product manager and resident cock. He came out and said that they wanted to create something new. So they stole basketball and roller skating and combined them. Yeah. It's something new.
Roller skating
ball.
Yeah.
It's like
rollerball. The
Thunderdome. I don't know.
Thunderdome. Yeah, I've been there.
It looks.
Did you ever see? No, I can't even remember the name of it now. There was a kids. Not kids thing. Like an 80s film. Solar Babies, I think it was called.
Okay.
It's about these kids. They were in what's the word in something camp? That word. Those kind of camp anyway. And they roller skated and they found this magical orb ball. And it was like in a Mad Max. Why the fuck am I talking about this?
It sounds a lot better than the game I was talking about. So please continue.
It's true, yeah. Set in like a Mad Max desert world, so they escape the concentration camp. That's the thing that I'm thinking of, and not induction camp, And they escape, go to Motor World. It's all fucking made of tires. They get past that, and then they end up finding this magical world. JJ's in the chat. He's like Solar Babies. It's probably not called that. I can't remember. And anyway, they they find their way back and they take this magical orb, and one of the girls is like the queen of water or something, and then water. That's it. There's no water in the world like Mad Max.
I have seen this.
It's literally Mad Max. And then they save the world. There you go.
Okay.
I don't think it's called Solar Babies.
It was released in 1986.
There you go.
It's got...
I nailed
currently
it.
Sitting on a 4.8 out of 10 on the Internet Movie Database, buddy.
I mean... That's bullshit.
87%.
Because it's got to be like a 9 for me. I liked it because it had roller skating and they played roller skating and basketball. There you go. That's where I was going with it. Like they had their bowl and they skated in there and slam dunked into and I thought that was cool.
Well, very nice. I mean, Roller Champions may well be the game for you, buddy. Although
I feel like JJ loves this film as well because he's on it. Yeah,
I think if Mel was kicking about, he might be with you on it as well.
There you go. Solar Babies. Probably better than Roller Champions.
Roller Champions, Solar Babies is a better concept and name than Roller Champions. I mean, we could sit here and pretend that Roller Champions isn't a direct attempt at taking on Rocket League. We could. If you wanted to do that, then that's something that we could do. So we'll do. Let's do that. That sounds funny. It's basketball and roller skating. It's in it looks like a cycling dome.
JJ gives it an 11 for pre-puberty.
There you go. That's what you want.
It is, buddy.
I think we've discussed it enough. So obviously, that's a Billy Big Balls maneuver. Roller Champions. Out comes Mr. Guillemot, old Yves Guillemot, looking identical to the last 10 years of E3s because they grow him in a tube the week before the show, then discard that particular copy as the credits roll. They've got hundreds of that cunt, and they'll pull him out at any given moment. So there we are.
It's so true.
They gave us a sneak peek of Gods and Monsters, which is out February 2020 because of course it is. And who fucking knows what that is? Not me, not anyone from that footage, rendering it completely irrelevant and devoid of any hype, I would say. So that's the Ubisoft E3 conference, buddy. And let's move on. Is there anything
I just need to say I was very let down by Ubisoft this year. Absolutely. It's just fucking bullshit. Where's the zaniness? Where's the crazy, wacky shit that they do, man.
No,
clown shoes.
It was pretty boring, but it did have Watch Dogs in there, which looks great. It did have Rainbow Six in there, which I'm really keen on. In fact, out of like everything in the show, they had 2 or 3 games out of the sort of 5 that really kind of grabbed me. But the show itself was flat and boring and long and dull, and everyone who spoke was a fucking asshole. So yeah, it was a tough watch. But yeah, luckily it was on in like the middle of the night, so I could just skip through all of the bullshit and get to the games, buddy, which is, what it's all about.
I do love games. It's true.
So on to EA, very briefly, because...
Oh, fuck. One sec, quickly. Like, Cosmic Dad has just mentioned Just Dance 10th anniversary for Ubisoft. Did you see that thing that it's been released on the Wii because of hospitals and stuff like that?
No, I didn't.
So a lot of hospitals and things like that have, like, Wiis, specifically for like fitness and getting people like back into shape and using their bodies after like serious injuries and stuff like that. And yeah, Ubisoft have actually made it the new Just Dance to be compatible with the Wii for that one thing. So actually, that was actually a good thing.
That is cool.
That's fucking cool. Yeah,
very nice.
Cool. My bad.
No, that's fine. That's a nice little sprinkle to put on top before we head into EA.
Sorry, buddy. Yeah, let's go to EA.
We'll only be here for a couple of minutes.
Fucking ace.
2 things from EA. I watched most of this. It was tolerable because of what's his face. What's his name?
Andrew.
Greg.
No, Cyborg Man. Not
Greg
what's Cyborg? What the? Oh, okay. What? Greg? I didn't even watch
Miller
it. I'm not
hosted
gonna
a
lie.
lot of EA Play, the conference itself, and
okay.
that made it kind of tolerable because even though he's like sucking the corporate cock, buddy, he's
Andrew Wilson. That's the one.
Cyborg. I got a lot of time for a game over Greggy, buddy, and
yeah, he's alright, isn't he?
There was obviously nothing to look at. I mean, when there's only 5 games on the agenda and one of them's The Sims, then you kind of know what you're getting. And one of them's FIFA and one of them's Madden. So, Jedi Fallen Order. We've spoken about it already. I like it as a concept. I don't think it showed that well. It seemed like not an interesting part of the game, suggesting the whole thing isn't interesting. But we'll see. We'll see on that one. The only other thing I have to say about EA is FIFA 20, which inevitably I had to have a look at because we always buy a football game. It's got this new thing called Volta. It's Volta mode.
It's Volta. And I heard about this. Is it like FIFA Street or is it bullshit?
It is like FIFA Street.
So it is bullshit.
It's FIFA Street.
Cool,
it's FIFA Street. One thing they were very quiet about was whether it was something you could play online, which I thought was interesting.
Right. Brilliant.
And something we'll need to keep an eye on. But it's a proper 5-a-side game mode.
See, 5-a-side game mode sounds good. Street doesn't sound good.
Well, the thing that they were spinning, and again, they were talking as though it was a multiplayer game, but they never confirmed it, and that's why I'm skeptical, because it's not my first rodeo. But they were talking about a sort of like what sounded like a pro clubs mode for Volta, where each stadium you go to has some sort of different, like you can build your team's stadium, so you can decide how big it is, and you can decide whether, for example, it has 5-a-side rules on a field where if the ball goes out of play, it goes out of play like a football match, or if it has walls where if you can bounce it off it and pass to yourself and so on. And each game that you play in matchmaking, you can go to a different stadium and it'll bring up, these are the rules that this team play by, and you have to play by those rules. So there's a real home advantage because teams can get really good in their own ground. But then there's this whole versus back and forth mode where they have to come to your gaff and you might have different rules that you're playing on and that. There's lots of stuff that sounded cool here is what I'm getting at.
House rules.
House rules, absolutely house rules, and something that they did brilliantly in FIFA 19, adding house rules only in fucking kickoff mode. Useless. But Yeah, I mean, inevitably this is going to be like shit all with the new consoles on the horizon. It's going to be a barely graphical upgrade, barely anything upgrade. I'm sure they'll do nothing to the modes that we care about, Pro Clubs and Career. I would love to not buy this game this year, and we're waiting on Konami in that respect. But
have you seen that Konami have called it e-soccer or e-football PES 2020?
Yes, and if you did wonder whether you could rest your hopes on Konami to save you from EA and the FIFA juggernaut, then that probably answers the question without needing to know anything else. So yeah, it's not gone well. It's a real shame, but that was EA. There's nothing else to say about EA at all. No, that was that.
They had 3 indie games that that were there. I think.
Yeah, exactly. That was about that.
There was no Unravel 3, buddy.
There was no Unravel 3.
I wonder why.
I liked Unravel 2. I thought it was cool.
It was nice. Co-op and shit. Yeah. It's tough for kids to play that game.
Tricky.
It's not easy.
Difficult.
It is.
Gibbons. So on to Bethesda, buddy. A real shortage.
Go on.
Well, it just Fallout 76 has done such intense damage to Bethesda.
Horrific.
And, I don't think there was any sort of level of hype for their show because of it. Obviously, that's a shame because there's cool stuff that they've got.
Well, they already came out before it as well and said don't expect any fucking Elder Scrolls 6 news. They're working on Starbound, is it? I can't remember whatever it's called, that Star one. So I was immediately like, okay, well, that's fine. I mean, we know that Doom Eternal is going to be there and that's about it. So what happened?
What happened was they made light of the fact that they released Fallout 76 and it was a pile of wank, and then they screwed over anyone who'd bought it day one or pre-ordered it by reducing it 3 times in its opening 4 weeks before doing absolutely nothing to it other than repeatedly breaking and fixing it and breaking it and fixing the existing game for the last 8 to 9 months before coming out on stage at E3 and announcing that they were adding NPCs and fucking quests to it, and getting a massive round of applause from obviously a partisan crowd of absolute fucking wankers. So yeah, I mean, that's what happened basically. They released a pile of shit. They sold it for way too much because it's not really worth anything. They reduced it repeatedly. They did nothing to it for months. And then they used it a second year running in their E3 show as a massive, exciting thing that they were doing.
They're adding NPCs, apparently.
Yeah, the thing that all Bethesda games require because you need something to distract you from the bugs and terrible graphics was missing from Fallout 76. That thing is an absolute fucking, dumpster fire. And I mean, if you're excited about that, then fair enough. Like, get your enjoyment where you want it. If you bought that thing and you got fucked over, I'm very pleased for you that there might be some content there that you want now. If I'd bought it and had felt as miserable as you did, I would have cut my losses a long time ago, swallowed my pride, and just deleted it or sold it or whatever.
Yeah, and be like, scratch your own grub.
I certainly wouldn't be willing to fire it up now that they've bothered to make the game properly 9 months later.
But right now it's free to play for a week,
there's nothing to play there.
Okay. I won't play it then.
Get stuck in.
I really thought about, you know what, why not just get in there and stick it out, and then I realised why.
Yeah, exactly.
Really? Just why?
So apparently the biggest announcement at Bethesda's E3 showing was that they had finally sort of vaguely fixed a game that they shouldn't have launched in the first place, and possibly isn't a good idea even if it isn't a pile of shit. But let's not get down that rabbit hole.
No, let's carry on.
Ghostwire Tokyo, an action-adventure game. Finally time to learn what it might be. It's been sort of talked about in the past. It looks like it's probably a third-person action adventure against like some weird supernatural army of Agent Smiths who can turn people into disappeared. They can turn them gone, so they're just a pile of clothes.
Yeah, they just disappear, like Avengers Infinity Ward or whatever it is. Just click your fingers. They're gone.
But their clothes remain in piles on the floor.
But their clothes,
which suggests we've got some pervy fucking baddies here, buddy. Suggests they love cocks and balls, as they could abduct their clothes, but they don't do that. They just abduct their bodies.
No, they just take them naked.
Hard to see what this is, other than something that I'm interested in because it looks quite novel, looks different, and that's what I want.
Once again, coming down that different thing, like Cosmic Dad says it's spooky.
Yeah,
so
it's got some spookiness.
Like it is. It's got some gravitas, I guess.
I mean, it was cool. They've got that sort of a proper Japanese connection there in terms of someone who really knows their shit when it comes to combat. And that's exciting. So that's something that we saw probably the least of out of everything at the show, but also I found quite interesting to look at. And also Wolfenstein Youngblood, something I've been also kind of saying looks cool. I think it's great the number of co-op games
sign me up.
that are being announced at the moment.
Sign me up now.
Like,
shush, just sign me up.
2 tickets to the fucking gun show, buddy. Yeah,
I do. We need 2 tickets to this gun show, buddy. We need to fucking get this, and we need to co-op the fuck out of this game, and it's going to be glorious.
BJ Blazkowicz is missing in Paris. You play his 2 daughters, daughter assassins,
sexy daughters,
fucking crazy daughters. Okay. I mean, that looks fucking cool. I really like the look of that. I'm well up for that, and that's out really soon.
Like that's out this
3
week.
Weeks time. Yeah,
yeah, it is nearly out this week. Yeah, I've been topping up me thing. I've got a couple more top ups to do, and then we're fucking
chuck
there,
some
buddy.
over, buddy, because there's stuff on the horizon, and yeah,
I know we need to get on it now to prepare ourselves. Soften the blow, as you will.
Speaking of things that look really good and I want.
I thought you were going to say, speaking of things that blow.
No, I liked the look of this as well. This is called Deathloop. It is like Groundhog Day, but you kill everyone every day.
That sounds fun.
It's Arcane. They came out, they're talking about Dishonored style level design, the approach to the game, how you want, when you want, good stuff there. Co-op again, talking of co-op, fucking yes, 100%. This is what I want. I want to play co-op games with my friends.
Kill stuff with
Absolutely. And then speaking of killing stuff, buddy, Doom Eternal.
Yes, there it is.
Doom Eternal.
There's a lot of killing in that game.
So good. The first game, it reminded me how good the first game is. It made me want to reinstall that shit and play through it again because Doom is a masterpiece.
The first thing I was like, I need to play Doom again.
That's a firm gibbon. It's a hard gibbon, buddy.
Yeah. So apparently on this, they're doubling down on like the resource management kind of thing of the original. Well, not the original, of the reboot of Doom. So obviously in that game, it was a case of you need to manage your health and ammo with ways of killing people, either with melee or with shooting or fucking chainsaws and stuff like that. So they're doubling down on that. You can now get your body armor and stuff through different kills. Like there's like a flamethrower fucking thing and shit. And I mean, that's what was brilliant about that game was you know you had to on the fly quickly work out, right, I need health, right, I need to kill him like this, right, I need ammo now, I need to kill him like this, and then go round and round and do all of that stuff while there's ridiculously awesome metal music going on and your heart's pounding and you're about to fucking shit yourself, you know. That's what that game is. It's insane.
Masterpiece.
It's a game that I can't play for more than about 2 to 3 hours at a time because I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack.
Tuck it out. Yeah. No, it's
Yeah, I'm literally after that, I'm like, I'm ready for bed.
It's a beauty. It's an absolute beauty. And
I'm very much excited for Doom Eternal.
Some sort of multiplayer mode there, battle mode.
Awesome.
2 demons versus 1 Slayer. Sort of like a 2-on-1 thing.
2 demons, 1 Slayer. Yeah, I'm seeing that video.
Interested in, but certainly the game itself. The single player campaign.
Yeah,
that's what you play Doom for, and it looks fucking awesome.
Gibbons. Well, it's what you play Doom for now, yeah.
So yeah, that's Bethesda, and it was a solid showing considering, but at the same time, it just left a real sort of sour taste. The Fallout stuff,
it was a shame.
Fuck those guys, man. Todd Howard coming out all like fucking smug cunt. Honestly, just fuck off. Like. Don't come out and behave like that when you've shat all over your fucking loyal fan base. When you're a business that has like more loyal fans than almost any other, and you've just basically fucking.
You forgot to mention that Elder Scrolls Blades is coming to the Switch.
I did not forget to mention that.
Oh, I thought that was a really big deal.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if they can get it to run on there, though, then
fuck me. Well played.
So on to the Devolver at E3, buddy, which I've put ahead of Square, which is insane.
That makes sense.
But I have to say, Devolver's mock E3 presentation contained far better games than Square's proper E3 presentation did.
That will happen.
It was a great pastiche of Nintendo Direct this year. They had been gunned down at the end of last year's E3 in a coma, and they went into a mind matrix style, and it was like Nintendo Direct. So they had like the little idents at the end of each presentation with the game and the details. Yeah. It's fucking hilarious, really good shit. Even like ripped off the Switch-esque sort of clicks and pops, like the sort of like. Very, very funny. So yeah, a few things in the Devolver show that I liked the look of. Firstly, Fall Guys, which is like an obstacle course of loads of dudes, like Last Man Standing sort of thing. It was just FMV, so it's hard to see what it actually is going to look like. In fact, it's impossible because they didn't show it. You had to use your mind. But I liked it as a concept. It looked like a sort of 100-to-1 stroke total wipeout, which was quite cool. So that was there. The thing that looked the best from the Devolver show, in my opinion, was Carrion, which is a retro 2D sort of side-scrolling platformer, but you play like a tentacle virus, like a monster. And you're in
I think that's the best description you could have for that thing.
Yeah, you're in a military base. It's got platforming. It's got like wall running and stuff because you're like a virus, so you can kind of ping off of surfaces. A bit of a sort of Splosion Man thing going on. Jumping and generally being a complete bastard, killing like humans. So it's like a sort of reverse fucking hero story as well, where you're essentially the evil virus trying to escape out and destroy the world. And it looked great. I thought it looked really fucking great. I'm looking forward to seeing that a little bit more. And very cool.
Yeah, man.
And then the only other thing that I thought was hilarious that they announced was Enter the Gungeon House of the Gun Dead arcade cabinets that apparently they're making, and they're going to be available for sale in 2020.
Like you
they
do.
may or may not be, but they tend to follow through on their jokes, Devolver, so I'd imagine those will actually be available. Did you see any of the Devolver stuff, buddy? Is there anything that you wanted to add?
No, there's nothing really. Like the thing with the Devolver conference, I mainly just watch it because of what it is, not for the games they develop. Unfortunately, like I'm not a massive fan of the Devolver games. I was playing one on the Switch, Crossing Souls, I think it was called. It's like a top-down 2D kind of turn-based kind of game. It's fun, but I don't know. They always seem like there's just not enough there for me in Devolver games. Now, you know, that could change with some of these that we've mentioned today, and I want to get back to that phase where I just try games. You know, I'm not just going for what is a dead cert. I need to expand out. And like I mean, you've been doing it with Game Pass. Like, it's a fantastic way of playing different games for not a lot of money, and that I think that's what I need to be going. I know I'm not really talking about the E3, but this is kind of what I got out of Devolver. It started making me think about different games and how I want to be playing them.
Gibbons, buddy, yeah, I've really enjoyed the whole Game Pass thing. It's allowed me, as you say, to try out lots of different shit. I've always been that way. Like when PS Plus comes out, when it was like 5 or 6 games, and some of them were like Vita crossover, I still give them a go.
You still try it, yeah. That's the thing.
Hour. Yeah, that's the fun of gaming. Like one of the fun things of gaming.
Yeah, finding those rare games that are just fucking cracking. Yeah,
and then you try something out like Celeste, and then 60 hours later you're still playing it. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool. And Devolver's kind of got a lot of games like that. I'm with you. I've bounced off a lot of them. A lot of the sort of very retro-y games are stuff that I've been there and done that. I don't really want to do it again. But something like this, I thought Carrion, it looked like a modern game in a sort of retro guise rather than an actual retro sort of game.
Yeah.
It just looks really, really cool.
Nice.
So yeah, that was Devolver. Finally, last and probably least, we arrive at Square Enix. They were the last of the different shows, and 80% of their show was either remakes, remasters, or re-releases, from what I could tell.
Yeah.
So that's nice. I thought it was pretty shit. Pretty fucking shit. An incredibly lengthy section on Final Fantasy VII Remake.
People like that stuff.
They do like that stuff, but they possibly wouldn't like what they saw on this occasion. I don't know very much about Final Fantasy VII.
Me neither, unfortunately.
But I thought this looked fucking wank. And I thought that the combat was a style in which most people who loved Final Fantasy VII wouldn't like. I thought that the way they explained everything was tedious, miserable, and dull, and not what you'd want at all. I thought that the game didn't look that good either, and it was a bit of a mess. And then they announced at the end of the sort of half hour of misery, multiple special editions.
Yeah, like that's what you want.
Like wooed and whooped by the crowd each time.
Loved it.
Which you can't really do anymore, if you've got any sense. So, even Ubisoft doesn't do that.
That's true.
So just fuck off, honestly. Absolutely miserable. Followed by a fairly extensive trailer for Life is Strange 2, which that's nice. That's a good Square game, but it's been out for ages.
I was going to say, I don't know, isn't that already out?
Yes, completely, yeah. I don't know why the trailer was there, but it did make me want to finish off that second chapter that I've got. The most exciting thing from Square, and it wasn't a high bar, but the most exciting thing, buddy, I don't know if you saw this.
Yes.
Circuit Superstars.
Yes.
Top-down racing game with proper circuits, like Formula 1 style circuits.
Yeah.
It's like little race street, buddy. We love our little arcade top-down racing games.
Give me a top-down racer, cool, and I'm more happy.
Oh, we'll buy it. It's coming out in 2020, buddy. Just so you're aware. But it's coming out. It looks cool. It's coming to all the different platforms. I like the look of it. It looks great. Then Dying Light 2. It looks like Dying Light, which might not be the worst thing. But we saw a bit of it in the previous show. This actually had some proper gameplay. It was felt a bit sort of woolly and slowed down, but it looked fine. It looked like Dying Light. That's fine. And then finally their big sort of last hurrah was Marvel's Avengers, which it looks fun, but I kind of find it hard to get past the fact that none of the voice actors are the movie ones. And I know that would be absolutely impossible from a financial perspective. I know that that's completely unreasonable from me, but I can't help it. I'm used to Robert Downey Jr. and fucking Chris Hemsworth and so on. And I can't really get my head around a game in which they're like shit knockoffs, even though obviously the movie was based on like the comics.
Yeah.
So it's not really that cut and dry, but I can't help it. Like, I don't give a fuck about superheroes.
No.
So the only thing I know about the Avengers is those movies, which I quite enjoyed. And to have all of these characters who were just like fucking almost like knockoffs, it was just kind of a hard watch. I'm sure lots of kids would be like super excited for this game. It looks cool. I mean, it had like San Francisco falling down and shit. And I'm sure it'd be great, but
will it?
It's a massive license.
I thought you were going to go, but will it?
No, I'm not sure at all, buddy. I'm just trying to be balanced in some way. But did you see this? Do you think this is something your kids might be interested in at all, or is it? Do you give a fuck?
I couldn't. I'm sorry. I couldn't give a fuck. I just,
that's fine.
I don't know if it's Square or it probably is just Square Enix.
Square doesn't help. Where's my fucking Deus Ex, by the way?
I know that's what I wanted, to be honest.
The only game they make that I like.
Yeah, and that's it. That is it, buddy. That's the only game that they make that is, decent.
Yeah, and Life is Strange as well.
Well, you say that.
Depending on who you are. Yeah.
It's okay. I understand it. It's fine.
I like it.
Yeah, no, I can get behind it. I see what it does. It's good. It's very good at storytelling and stuff like that. But no, I don't know. I don't know. No.
Load of old shit, frankly.
Yeah, pretty
the whole
much.
conference, absolute bollocks, waste of everyone's time, especially mine, which is incredibly precious.
Yeah.
Out of all of the different fucking conferences, buddy, who would you put at the top and who would you put at the bottom?
I'd probably go in the order that we did it, to be honest. I don't know. Well, Xbox definitely. No, to be honest, everyone was shit apart from Xbox, I reckon.
For the most part,
yeah.
I think.
And I mean, I don't think that Xbox was fucking amazing or anything, but they showed a lot of fucking games that were coming out on Game Pass, which is a service that looks really appealing to me as someone with a PC now. Well, that has a PC, and has.
It was
done
a
for a long
solid,
time.
consistent show, man.
They did it, and
to look at there.
Forgot to mention they had a guy called Mr. Booty.
Very true.
I can't remember his first name, but Mr. Booty.
Mr. Booty there.
That sold it for me, really.
Yeah, I'd go Microsoft. I mean, I thought that Ubisoft and Bethesda had several games that I liked the look of, but I think their shows were toilet, frankly. Yeah. And then Square was miserable. EA was non-existent. And all in all, E3 is just kind of dying a bit of a death. But
where the fuck was Andrew WK, mate? That's what I want to know.
I know. I mean, they should have realised that as it was time to party, and they wanted to party hard.
Yeah.
He really did need to be there for that, to be honest, because he parties hard, buddy.
He did. Cosmic Dad pops in with Microsoft One because of Keanu. That's probably true. But
strong.
But their xCloud messaging was utter shite, and Xbox Scarlet messaging was even worse.
Well, the xCloud stuff, you would have thought they'd want to make a big song and dance of, and for some reason didn't.
No.
And it's a big deal, and people don't even understand what it is. As he says, mixed messaging. And then, Scarlet just seems tacked on. And I think the most heinous fucking mistake they made was not absolutely blasting us with some new console, or really, they could have done a really exciting thing where they showed concept designs or something like that.
Just anything. Instead
they had
of
a complete,
they literally,
it was an open goal, man. Sony weren't even fucking there.
They could have done anything.
I don't think they
made a video
of
a bunch of nerds going, processors and ray tracing. Ooh. And I'm like, brilliant. That's if it doesn't do that, I'm going to be disappointed. That's just a gibbons of what it should do. Show me something cool. At least with Sony, we've seen fucking action, even though it's from a leaked press conference or whatever, but we've seen that fucking Spider-Man of the loading times. It's fuck me, that's insane. Look at the loading times on that kind of thing. They didn't do any, and that's been out for a long time now. They came out and were we've got a custom AMD processor that we've tweaked with these needles, and here's a screen of the things. Ooh.
Yeah. No, I think, it was a solid show, but considering Sony wasn't there and you've basically got the floor to yourself, now that was the time to really grab it by the jugular, and I just don't think they had anything ready to do that, which is a shame. And maybe Sony knew that, maybe that's why they bailed, but yeah.
So Cosmic Dad said Microsoft made a big announcement of something that's been on PS4 for fucking years already. Yeah, he's talking about PS Now, show me why xCloud is better, show me why Scarlet is better, and he's absolutely right. They didn't. They said these are the services that we have, Great.
But also announcing the future of gaming as cloud-based, hardwareless systems, and then announcing a new console that's infinitely more powerful than an existing hardware platform is mixed messaging at its absolute. I'm sure peak.
Phil Spencer came out the next day and was like, "Oh, it's not all about console sales as well. Like, it doesn't matter how many we sell." Like, okay,
yeah, well, it won't. Sure. With cloud gaming, it won't.
No, it won't. Yeah, obviously.
I don't know. I think they're just trying to cater to so many audiences.
Yeah, I mean, they could come unstuck with that. Yeah, true, but they at least show us fucking something, Yeah, great.
They need to learn from Sony. If people aren't interested in something you're doing, then just let it fucking die in a corner.
Yeah.
Just don't provide any support to it. Pretend it doesn't exist.
It's once again, it goes back to that whole thing of E3, of the classic not in-game footage. Like, that was the Borderlands 3 footage that we saw, like, not in-game footage. It's like, why not just showing it? Like, all we care about is what this game looks like in-game, even if it's like pre-alpha or whatever. Like, don't show me some fucking jumped up whizzy fucking promo video about it. Just show me the game.
Yeah,
brilliant. Thank you.
Well, there was loads of stuff in these conferences that I haven't even mentioned because they were just FMVs.
Yeah, like, exactly.
Well, there's nothing to say then.
It's pointless.
Like, there's nothing to say. Someone vaguely talented, maybe or maybe not affiliated with the game studio, has made some sort of promo trailer that is in no way bears any relation to the software.
Yeah, it's fucking jacked up on Mountain Dew.
And we got to the point where, like, graphics, they can show us PC gameplay in 4K 120.
Yeah.
And then instead they're making some fucking video to give us a feel about it.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
Anyway.
Off, honestly.
Yeah. That's what's wrong with E3.
Well, it doesn't really matter what's wrong with E3 because it won't be around much longer, which is still a shame.
It is a shame, buddy. It's always been a lifelong goal of mine to go to that, and now it's not.
No, not at all.
Not anymore.
I still enjoyed watching the conferences to some degree, some more than others. But it's not really a thing anymore, unfortunately. And I
like the incitement and everything around it. I like the big showcases and things like that. I like the fact that I know that right at this point there's going to be a fuck ton of news about video games, and I look forward to that every year. And the fact that that's slowly dying off it's very sad. And I don't know when Sony are doing their next big announcement. I don't know when whoever's going to be like, look, this is a load of fucking stuff. Like, I get that maybe they're doing smaller chunks here, there, and everywhere, but I prefer a big fucking blowout. If I'm getting pissed, I'm going to get fucking smashed. That kind of thing.
Gibbons. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I didn't mention Elden Ring, did I? At any point, but
there can only be one.
Didn't look very cool to me.
Well, there was nothing to it. It was once again, like we exactly said, just fucking nothing. It could be good. We don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
You can say.
We don't.
No.
That's
about it.
There you go. That's a podcast for you.
Commandos 2 HD remaster coming later this year to all platforms, including tablets. I mean, that's more exciting than anything that happened at E3, buddy. That horrible, miserable game that was impossible to play. Anyway, Thanks so much for sticking with us if you have, buddies. It's been a fucking long one on our return, but then, it's the E3 show, so you can look back historically at our previous E3 shows and you would have known what to expect. Hopefully we've covered everything. Hopefully we've been cynical enough. Hopefully we weren't talking in a derogatory tone about a game that you had actually some interest in, because there's nothing more annoying than two people just pissing on your chips with you unable to even sort of fight back or defend the thing that you like. But you just have to get yourself a podcast if that's the way you feel, unfortunately.
We've got one.
We've got one.
Any fucker can do this, trust me.
Listener numbers, we've got one. Here it is. So yeah, thanks so much for listening, buddies. We're off to peruse the
Days of Play.
Days of Play. I don't know, but we're going to have a look at that. It's been a pleasure, buddy. It's good to have you back, and I hope whatever you do next week goes brilliantly.
I might not just do something. I might just sack it off next week. Just fuck it. I don't know. It's been a lazy year this year. I feel like we deserve a bit of a break.
A couple of times.
Yeah, and, I'm all right with that at the moment.
That's your prerogative, buddy. You do what you feel.
I'll see what I feel like next Wednesday. We'll see if I've played anything of stature. If there's any decent news, I'll do a little something. I guess.
Yeah, Gibbons.
Yeah.
Usually a bit quiet the week after E3, but
normally,
we'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully you've had your E3 feel, buddies. If there's anything we've missed, anything you want us to talk about in the coming weeks, then get in touch. You can find us at www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk. Obviously, we've got our Discord on there, or just pop a message over to Streetbeat.
Gibbons. Big thank you for the guys joining us on the live stream. Obviously, Cosmic Dad pretty much sticking with us the whole 2.5 hours there. Well played.
It's a hard Gib, and we had JJ in there as well. Anyone who obviously watches the show live, as we've said before, you are literally more important than all of the other listeners, and they're aware of that. You know it, they know it. Let's not beat around the fucking bush. But there we are. Thanks so much to everyone who listened to the show whenever they did it. We will be back. Ash may be back, and then I will be back.
We'll be
back. In many ways,
we'll be here.
We'll be back. There'll be a time when we're back. Thanks so much.
Until then,
I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Cheers then. You've been listening to the JfG Podcast with Ash and me, Alex. You can find us at www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk, where you'll also find our Discord and Streetbeat if you want to get involved with the show. Our Facebook is /the JfG Podcast, and our Twitter handle is @the JfG Podcast. We're on all those video streaming sites too, buddies, from TubeTube to twitch.tv /the JfG Podcast to mixer.com, aka beam.fucking-pro. We've got a PS4 community you can join. Just search the JfG Podcast on there. And we're also on Google Plus if that is how you choose to live your life. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We'll catch you next time.
Spricht der